to absolute peace and quality standard of living. To actualize this vision, we need your support and partnership. Join forces with us to improve rural infrastructure, enhance quality education, boost healthcare, and foster economic growth. Together, we can create opportunities for youth empowerment and employment, promote cultural heritage, and ensure food security and strengthen community social services. How you can support: participate in community engagement forums and collaborate with local government authorities and the Ministry of Community Development. Come, let's build a prosperous Bayelsa together. Courtesy, Honorable Alfred Belamonte Watson, Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Community Development. The impacts of climate change are upon us, necessitating adaptation and resilient building. In Bayelsa State, the recent annual rainy season has brought severe consequences, including excessive flash floods and river flooding, causing untold hardship for residents. However, under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Doye Duri, the Prosperity Government has taken proactive measures to mitigate these effects. The establishment of the Directorate of Floods and Erosion Control, along with the strengthening of other related agencies such as the Bayelsa State Emergency Management Agency, demonstrates a commitment to reducing the impact of floods. To further enhance resilience, major blocked canals, river outlets, and drainage systems are being cleared, and higher grounds have been identified in all 8 local government areas to provide safe havens during floods. While the government is dedicated to ensuring the well-being of Bayelsans, residents also have a crucial role to play by cooperating with government agencies, staying alert to flood warnings, maintaining a clean environment, clearing blocked drainages, and reporting challenges to relevant authorities for prompt action. Through collective efforts, we can bolster our resilience and effectively combat the challenges posed by climate change. Stay safe. Courtesy, Office of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Environment, Honorable A.B. Ben Olulu.
Every ripple starts with a single drop. In Bayelsa, that drop is the Education Development Trust Fund Board (EDTF). From the moment a child sits down to a nutritious meal to the day a scientist steps into a brand new laboratory, EDTF is there, turning challenges into opportunities. 5,000 meals served daily in our model boarding secondary schools. Biological sciences laboratory equipment delivered to Niger Delta University. 1,000 teachers and school leaders trained with the British Council. Special education teachers graduating from Ignatius Ajuru University under EDTF. Scholarship research grants fueling innovation in our state-owned tertiary institutions. TVET, science labs, water facilities, culinary kitchens, and clinical labs springing up across Bayelsa. Vocational scaffolding trainings and a computer-based testing center at UAT Tororua. These are not just projects, they are ripples that spread across classrooms, communities, and the entire state. But a ripple grows stronger when more hands join the water. So whether you're an organization, or a corporate partner, or an individual who believes in education, you can be part of this ripple. Support EDTF and help us expand Ripple. Donate, partner, or volunteer today. Together, let's transform our educational landscape. EDTF, building futures and putting smiles on faces.
It's on. Yes, so Ijo Youth Council Worldwide (IYC) Resurgence Mission 2026 don't come o. Now tested leader, a seasoned administrator, and strong voice for Ijo Nation. Barrister Ayibakure Igbeta, PhD, former legal advisor of the Ijo Youth Council Worldwide, former SA Media and Publicity to MD CEO of NDDC, former SA on Youth Affairs to Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, and now be currently Secretary General Bayelsa State Center for Youth Development. In vision, they very clear: unity for the council and protection of Ijo people rights for all Naija Delta. The support for transition security initiative. executive and make government put better money for Naija data agencies, plus opportunity for all Ijaw youths for inside job matter and development. Yes, so time don reach for us to select the correct secretary wey go pilot the affairs of the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide IYC 2026. Oh yeah, make we quick vote Barrister Ayibakura Igbeta PhD for Secretary General Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. Vote wisely. Ado Alua Onua.
One of the problems we have in Nigeria is that it's difficult to have solid metals for creative engineering. So what you basically have in this country are tubes for building of houses and erection of structures and all that. But when you come to real metals that you can carve to engine block, metal that you can carve to a shaft or gear, there is nowhere to get in this country. So a country that does not have a shop for metals to cut can never develop. If we had shops where you can go and buy all kinds of grades of metals, it would be easier for the young to get the metals and come to a place like us, and then we will carve it for them, cut, bend, and then do all that. This country will develop, but we don't have. We have to look at China or any of those countries to bring those things to us. So that is the story of Nigeria.
Z-Team for high-tech precision engineering. A technology and heavy-duty industry. Original spares for automotive, locomotive, aviation, marine and agriculture. Research and development for automotive.
Hello there, very good day to you. Thank you plenty for joining us on this episode of Unfiltered 234, where we have conversations that matter, conversations that help shape development and cause change in society. My name is Henry Ahamwefula. I'm joined by Israel. And yes, we have someone who is important in society, someone who is at the helm of affairs at the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. He says he is at the helm of affairs at the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. For 3 years now, he's been heading the review. Doctor, it's our pleasure that you grace our set. All right, let's start with your leadership of the IYC. How would you describe these? Well, you're 2 months shy of 3 years in power as IYC president. How would you describe these 2 years plus you've had to lead?
Thank you. Basically, you know, the IYC as an organization is an organization built for advocacy of the people of the Ijaw ethnic nationality. And as being the biggest or the largest ethnic nationality, we shoulder the entire burden of the entire Niger Delta. So anything the IYC is doing basically cut across the interests of the entire Niger Delta. So for the past 2 years and some months, it has not been easy because the expectations from our people basically is high, and you have faction-related issues and the government of the day. So, you know, unionism and governance are in parallel lines. When youth organizations want to carry out an advocacy, you will see that the government of the day must definitely tell you that no, this is not to our interest. So even internal impediments also have to affect the agenda that you have set for yourself. So it has not been easy, but collectively with what we have presented as a people, what we have stood, even though we haven't gotten it all, I believe we have made a mark. We have laid a foundation where we believe that those that will come behind us, if they follow up, definitely the Asian nation, our demands and some other things will definitely get to us.
What would you call your biggest challenge as a leader in these 2 years plus you've held sway?
My biggest challenge, as a youth leader with ideologies, and when the people you are leading doesn't see it from the angle where you as a leader you believe that this is the direction we need to go, and that direction is the only way that we can benefit as a people. When you are having a dream and the people are not seeing that dream, the end result of that your dream, it becomes so difficult. When Nigeria was created, when we hear that the 12-day revolution of Azigboro, it didn't fail just because he was weak. He failed because his people didn't see the ideology he was driving. Had it been when he came back home that the Niger Delta Republic needs to be made possible at all costs, because the Nigerian government is not going to be fair to us as a minority, I believe that at that time we would have succeeded. We would have maybe by now be having Niger Delta Republic. But the people didn't see that vision. They didn't see that ideology that he brought in. And that is the biggest challenge any leader at any given point will have. When the people you are leading don't see the ideology you are bringing to the table, the result at the end of the day. And to me, that is the biggest challenge that I had, and nothing more.
How have you surmounted that challenge? How have you tried as much as you can to surmount that challenge? You want to share how?
Limited time. Going ahead to sensitize the people. Educating them why they need to fall in place. Go in the same direction with you. And these offices in question, as I said earlier, is time bound. Before they will even get to where you really want them to be, time has already catch up with you, and you have to hand over, because it's not a limited company where you are the CEO or the chairman of the company where you stay for life. It's time bound, it's tenure based. So before you will conclude, your tenure has already come, and the person you are handing over to might also come with his own vision and dreams. So what makes you think that you will really follow the foundation you have laid? It's a different ball game. So we keep on sensitizing, educating them, trying to bring them to your line of dream or ideology, so that what you are trying to bring to bear will definitely give the
Do you think that it makes sense to have, the IYC amend its constitution rules to allow for the president to do, 2 terms, 3 years, 2 tenors? Do you think that makes sense? Just to allow for the person who's currently holding sway to expand on his agenda and developmental plans?
You see, this is an organization that was formed by our fathers. Before the formation of this organization, they have made it within themselves that it is single term. Reason best known to them. For me, there is positive and negative aspects of even the 2 tenor and the single term. A single term, maybe someone was trying to make good achievements. Sometimes, even though you give the person the second term, he might end up not even achieving it. So let it be on the single term, and it is rotational. So let it be on that basis. Even though you have made your little effort, let it be that it was to the positive aspect of contributing to the growth and well-being of your ethnic nationality. That is fine. The next person can come and also come with his own dreams, vision for the growth and the progress of your nation. I believe it's okay, because one man is not an island, and governance is continuum. You must definitely hand over baton in order for the next person to continue. So I believe the second term of 3 years is okay for any IYC. It's a pressure group. It's for advocacy. Advocacy is continuum. Maybe by the time we complete the next electioneering window, There might be new challenges that will confront the Ijaw people. So people must definitely come with new vision, new dream, new ideology to drive the process. So that is the way I believe to go. The single term of 3 years is completely okay, and I believe there is no need of amending the constitution for a president or any executive to go for a 2 term. I believe the single term for me is okay.
But before we dive into this meet, I sat down with non-Ijaws, and they keep bringing out this word, the Ijaw struggle, and over the years they have demanded that I give them the explanation of the Ijaw struggle, because it's a word, it's an expression largely used and loosely used among our circles, without really defining what it is. So the analogy was that, and is that, after the 12-day revolution that you talked about, River State was born. Bayelsa State, a child of the River State. Then Naija Delta Republic at that time. Naija Delta Ministry at that time. Yes. NDDC then local content. Then we even have the opportunity to secure the oil infrastructures around us. All these things have come to us, and we still use the term struggle. What is the thing that we can hold on to that is tangible to say that this is what you're struggling for? What is the Ijaw struggle that is loosely used? What is it about?
Now, today,
since we have given all this, we've been given all this.
Thank you. When you say that we have given all this, I begin to wonder, what have they given to us? They haven't given us anything. Okay. The struggle is basically marginalization.
Okay.
And as a people, are we still marginalized? The answer is yes. We said resource control by any means necessary. We want to manage our resources. Okay. Have we now started managing our resources? The answer is no. When we say that the struggle, to a larger extent, some people are using it loosely, I agree with you. Because so many persons don't even understand the essence of the struggle, why we are even into the struggle. Some persons believe that the struggle is all about gathering people, dancing, doing a willow, then taking cultism into risk and threatening ourselves. They don't even understand the reason, the nitty-gritty, the essence of the struggle. The struggle is about the Ijaw people, minority, being independent, managing their resources for their own growth, development. Have we gotten that? No. But do we really have to toe the path of armed struggle? That is no. It hasn't been to the benefit of the people of the Niger Delta. We have lost life as a result of resource control, marginalization, when our boys went into the armed struggle. Our brothers, our fathers, we are in various families, homes, we have lost life. So the current generation, we have a lot to do, because so many persons doesn't even understand when we say that it is a struggle. What is struggle? Come to the media to insult your brother, insult your father, when you don't even understand what you are struggling for. We believe that as a people we are marginalized. Our crude oil that is in our backyard is being managed, controlled by others that are not even from. Imagine a palace in the north is having a oil block that is being used to run its activities. And all our first-class kings in the entire Ijaw territory has none to any of the palace. Only that is an insult to the sensibility of the people of the Niger Delta or the Ijaw ethnic nationality. But today, so many persons are comfortable when the government, it is a struggle. Independent. You don't need funding from anybody. But majority of the persons in struggle today want government to fund them. If government fund you, how can you now go and challenge the government? And that is why you see that in my entire period, I attach myself to no government agency or parastatal. If I believe that there is a parastatal or an agency is doing the services to any son or the Ijaw nation, I challenge them without fear or favor. Even if I notice that there is an Ijaw son that is doing the service to the fellow Ijaw son, I challenge the person without fear or favor, because that is the mandate, the mantle that has been given to me.
Would you say that the IYC of today isn't as strong as the IYC of the days of Odeng Seradiri, the days of Asari Dokubo? Odeng Seradiri in Bayelsa is famous for stopping the production, the import of sachet water and bread into Bayelsa State. Making for local production of sachet water and bread. I mean, there are so many things we don't quite see of the IYC, these days. But would you say that the IYC is losing steam, and it isn't as strong as the IYC of those days?
Look, when we talk about, you don't compare. That is why I said that. Look, in the struggle or in leadership, everybody comes with their own ideology and vision. The vision of Asari Dokubo is completely different from that of Dens Oradri. The vision of Dens Oradri is completely different from that of Chris Ekio. So they can't, even though you lay the foundation for Mr. A, Mr. B, it will be difficult for Mr. B to toe that path. And once he cannot toe the path, your vision, because it's ideological difference. When the likes of Asari Dokubo was on board, he believes that the struggle is a pressure group and we must use pressure to bring those things that has to do with us. Is pure water factory resource control? Asari was more concerned about we having our resources, managing our resources. Others believe in local economy. Those are policies that need to be done by government. It has nothing to do with IYC.
Well, the Joy Youth Council and the
telling
is it totally about resource?
It's about advocacy for the betterment of a job
group.
A pressure group
For the betterment of a
for the young people.
Well, what Udenks was doing also as per policy is something that for the betterment
that is what we are saying. You see, oligarchism has nothing to do with advocacy.
You call that hooliganism?
It's oligarchism, complete one.
Let me get you clearly.
Now, let me come. The Nigeria Bayelsa state government want investors to come in. They will definitely lay a foundation where investors will come in. The best way for pure water importers not to come to Bayelsa to sell, you increase the tax. The owners of those companies would run and come and build. But a pressure group telling people that don't bring pure water because we want you people to come and invest. That is oligarchism. Has nothing to do with advocacy.
But many would argue that that has worked. And if we were to go with what you are suggesting, the producers of this sachet water factory could have just decided to, make people who are consuming this water bear the brunt.
And it's not possible. It's not. You know why? Imagine you are producing pure water for 20 naira. And somebody is telling you that you should pay 15 naira to import it. Or you come and invest. Come and build your pure water factory. That is a policy. Economic policy that must be put in place by the government of the day. Today, as a result of that, how many pure water factory came? It is one. I believe Ayala, it was one at that particular point. I'm just trying to make Ayala is an indigenous person. Today he's into the pure water business because he has seen that the pure water business has a lot of profits.
There are several pure water factories have come off.
Now
you went beyond water
to bread.
No, I'm coming. You know why I'm telling you this? Because the market base is the essence of which any investors will want to come into a particular place. You must give them the enabling grant. Today, as we are like this now, we have the sand in our region. So are you now going to tell the people that are bringing glasses or tiles to Bayelsa State that they should stop and let them build a tile company?
Is that the same thing? Are they collecting the sand from there?
It's completely the same.
Are they collecting the sand from there?
They are not collecting. Are we not consuming? Are we not using the glass? Those people that were producing the pure water in this, that were importing the pure water, were they collecting the water from Bayelsa? We can, with our sand, we can produce glass. Why haven't we put pressure on those that are importing glass to open factories that will produce glass? The market chain has a lot to. Bayelsa State is just a one-way traffic. From here to Elemebri, it's less than 45 minutes. From Elemebri to Onitsha, if we want to connect, it's still less than another 45 minutes. But as any government or agency or as any pressure group put pressure that let us connect Bayelsa State direct to Onitsha, so that when we produce something, since Onitsha is a central market, if Bayelsans cannot consume our goods, we can also export to Onitsha for the bigger market so that other persons can come and buy.
So what I'm getting is, I could be wrong, you correct me.
You know,
is that Eradu's tenure,
yes,
it was more on economic policy.
Yes.
But that is actually not the core of the just struggle.
Exactly.
Is that what
I'm trying to tell you that, see, economic independence and manual policy possible driven economic struggle are two different things entirely. Nobody has marginalized any person in the name of somebody is importing bread or pure water to Bayelsa State. No. It is my bread. It is my pure water. If the government of the day, that's easy, we have to learn. We are a developing economy. The global economy is also there. Look at what America is doing. Why are we always hearing about tariff when Donald Trump, the American president, is discussing? Tariff is all about to disabuse those that are importing things to your economy, so that they can come to your place to invest, build the factory and produce. Then your tax will be reduced. Those are not things that Americans need to go to the street to go and protest. No.
But doctor, you said I'm trying to summarize what you said now. The just struggle is about resource control.
Yes.
And if the Ijaw people as one voice agree that we want resource control, wouldn't that affect what we receive from government? Because it just seems like the government will give us NDDC, we are like, okay, we want resource control, but we will take it. Wouldn't we reject what we don't want and accept what we want? Now they've told us, guard the oil infrastructure, we just accept it like that. If we have decided that it is about resource control, why isn't it resource control or nothing? Why do we receive these things knowing that it's not actually the aim of the struggle?
Now, let me come. When you are a minority, do you know the challenges that you face in the broader or the larger society? Your voice is a minority voice. When we say that we resource control or nothing, what approach are we going to give? You would only deny yourself food and you will just be starving. So the best thing is, okay, because resource control is all about negotiation now, because the deed has already been done. So we have to negotiate till we get it. And that is the negotiation we are doing. Today we have 3% share as a result of the PIA. That's in every of the oil activities that is going on, the host must have 3% of the total profits that comes annually. It has made all of us, oil producing people, shareholder. But that is not resource control. Resource control is let us manage this crude. We are going to produce it. And we are going to pay the tax to the federal government. But since they are saying that is negotiation, gradually we are getting there. A day is going to come where the share of the host community must definitely get to 20. From there, the government of the day is going to say that there is no need. Take it and be paying the tax.
It seems like I'm hitting too much on this.
No, you are not hitting too much, because these are some areas that we really need to enlighten our people so that everybody will understand the progress we have also made and what is still ahead of us.
Okay.
Why the struggle need to be sustained and still continue.
Okay, doctor. Now, they've given us these things. You just talk about PIA 3%. Yes. Is there any point that we, rather than continue with we are going to continue with the agitation, can we just stop and evaluate what has the 3% done for our communities, so that we know that in case that big thing comes, we'll know how to manage it by knowing how to manage the little. As the communities, our communities become better off by that 3%. Has it been better off by all the things that so far has come to us? So is there any point that within the struggle we say, let us stop and evaluate?
You see, that is why we say that even in the 58th borough anniversary celebration that just passed, we didn't celebrate it out loud. I said, let us sit down and reevaluate ourselves. What we have achieved and what is ahead of us. The 3% PIA is still at the level of implementation stage.
Okay.
So many persons have not even, in their various clusters, formed even the cluster. So they haven't even assessed the fund that is attached to their area or that is available to their area. So we can't, at this particular point in time, assess the impact of this 3% from the PIA. But I can tell you for free that is below expectation, the 3%, because we were agitating for 10%. And at the end of the day, they reduce it to 3%. We are not worried, because as time goes, we know that definitely it's going to be reviewed upward. And we have been agitating for that, that they need to increase it to at least 25%, so that we will know that we can use that money for investment, youth empowerment, infrastructural development in our own local community.
What he was trying to ask is, should we be advocating for an increment in it or a total resource control to rather give to the federal government after we have finished doing what we want to do with our resources and made profit, we now give to the federal government?
No, that is, he has asked two questions. The first one was that he said if we should stop receiving anything and ask for total resource control. Until that comes, we shouldn't forge ahead. And I told him that it is now based on negotiation because the deed has already been done. We can't force. In fact, if you say that, then you are telling us that we should, the Niger Delta people or the Ijaw people should go back to another phase of armed struggle. Because that is the only way we can completely shut down oil and gas related activities here in the Niger Delta. You know the Nigerian government, to be candid with you, they don't respect peaceful protesters. You understand what happened in the Lekki Gate, where people went to protest, and at the end of the day, it was massacre. They are all expected. So if the young man is going there, then we have to know that we are now going for another phase of sacrifice.
But do you think intellectual agitation has paid off as much as the armed struggle? Because that's actually what the consequences.
The intellectual agitation has paid, likewise the armed struggle. Why am I saying so?
Which would you say has paid off better?
Both has paid. No, you can't equate anyone above any other one, apart from the amnesty.
What exactly has intellectual agitation brought us?
The 3% that came was as a result of what?
Intellectual agitation.
It was intellectual agitation. It was based on engagement upon engagement.
The Minister of,
the NDDC, as a result, both works together. Both the intellectual,
Bayelsa State,
is all
look.
When after the borough era, the Niger Delta was relatively calm before Bayelsa State was created. Bayelsa State creation was as a result of intellectual agitation. You can't give Bayelsa creation at 1996 to armed struggle. No. So both works together. And that is why we keep on telling them that the youth that are in the armed struggle cannot be separated from the wisdom that and the knowledge being applied by the elder. They work together. They go pari passu. That is just it. So one cannot walk outside the other.
Okay. In Bayelsa State and other Ijaw states, many have argued that it seems as though those who call themselves IOIC, those who are leaders of IOIC, don't quite champion protest, and even if it is not physical protest, but then tacit protest to ask the government in the state, local governments to do certain things that they ought to do as per development for the people. For instance, in Bayelsa State, there are a number of challenges around here in Bayelsa State, water to the power supply issue, but we don't quite see IOIC fronting the state government. If it comes to federal government, of course, you see them fronting the federal government, but then we don't quite see them fronting and engaging the state government on some of these issues. Is there a reason that is?
You see, as a father, if you deny your child 1 square meal a day, and he went outside to steal, and tell you that you are the reason why he went to steal, will you be courageous enough to challenge that child that no, it was as a result of your greed? He will tell you that it was as a result of you starving me. I haven't eaten. The state governors in the Niger Delta have had an opportunity to always tell you that the terrain is hard and that the bulk of the resources that ought to come to the state is being collected by the federal government, that the federal government is just giving them a token, and that token is not enough for development. How do you now challenge this group of persons?
First off, do you believe that?
Me as an individual, I don't. But the only way that we will come out of it is through federalism. And that is why you see that we are always agitating for true federalism. But allow these people to manage our resources. Sorry. So that we will be able to challenge them squarely on areas of poor infrastructural development in the Niger Delta.
Accountability from them, at least, especially where you know that there is a transparency law in existence. Like Bayelsa State, that we have a transparency law. You ask them for transparency, query them for transparency, so they bring out, you know, the procurement process, if that helps, and the contract sum of some of these projects, and then we evaluate and know if truly the contracts that they're executing are actually what we see on ground, you see, and the amount they say.
You see, those are investigative journalism related works.
And the pressure group, that doesn't fall under your banner.
No, it doesn't. To a larger extent, it does. But the challenges are ahead of us. We see some of these things as minor. They are of no importance to us because we have larger fights. There is a bigger fight you will achieve before you come back to fights that are of no importance. You can't have divided mind. You want to fight here, you want to fight local government, you want to query this, you want to query that, while the entire bulk of the work is against the federal government. It won't work. Because it was as a result of decree that today we are having the challenges we are having. Nigeria was operating regional government. And in that regional government, every region managed their resources and pay tax to the center. It was after the civil war that Gowon used decree that everybody needs to do this, and that is where the genesis of this crisis is. So the federal government has the bulk to dismantle the injustice they have caused to the people of the Niger Delta before we can come back and question ourselves.
What's your perception on development in Bayelsa State?
Well, I will definitely tell you, as someone that is conscious in good governance, that we haven't really achieved what we ought to achieve. So I can't say in terms of development we have pass mark in Bayelsa State. If I tell you that, then I'm deceiving you. We haven't had a pass mark in terms of infrastructural development, human capital development. Is it youth? Nothing.
What indices will you use to make that summary?
First of all, let's come to infrastructural development in Bayelsa State. You can agree with me that within the Niger Delta, Bayelsa State is the only state till date that we don't have a GRA. Bayelsa State doesn't have a water circulation system. We don't even have a center water management board where we can say that even just in Yenegua, water is being distributed. This is the same government that we have understand how shallow our water tables are. We don't even have a center waste management, sewage management system in our state. And we understand that the sewage has high possibility of contaminating our groundwater based on the fact that our water aquifer is very, very shallow. And those the same group of people are allowing people to depend on borehole water and pure water. Pure water companies that NAFDAC does not even go to regulate on weekly or monthly basis. That is why you see outbreak of cholera, all these waterborne diseases everywhere. So when you talk about the basic necessity, which is road, electricity, water, and security,
Some will argue that with roads they are trying. Some will argue.
Let me ask you a simple question. Let us just use Yenegua for example. From down Yenegua to Igbogen, how many double lane streets do we have? How many community between Amanata to Biobolo is interconnected? How can someone tell you that? You see, if you look at infrastructural development in the state capital, I can tell you that from Alabe Eseya to Silver Era is the benefit that we had.
You're pointing at Yenegua, but there is Bayelsa State, and there is being the ongoing 3 senatorial roads, some completed, some parts ongoing in Brass. It's a project that Doidu initiated himself, named Brass Road. He has done up to a point, and the federal government is continuing as well. That's broadening development, not just centering it around Yenegua.
Look, right? one thing you need to understand is that anytime we are discussing about development, we must always apply what we call global best practice. There is what we call royal urban migration. Everybody, not road development, that is what we call royal urban migration.
You mean rural?
Not road, I mean in terms of migration. Everybody in our villages want to come to Yenegua. Because they believe that jobs opportunity are more in Yenegua. Basic amenities are more in Yenegua. So in development, the state capital where migration is coming, where the population increases, is your center of focus.
Well, there's
we
the
are
university.
What has happened in the University?
They are
At least
building that.
there's the commissioner's quarters there and the House of Assembly.
Is commissioner quarter the basics you use in giving what we call development?
In
Develop
New University, there is a stadium that's been built.
The stadium, fine.
In Yenegua.
We are not
airport, international cargo airport.
Yes, so that is where.
That's also in
that is in Amasoma. We are not arguing. What we are saying is that look, do things that are tangible and equitable to carry the weight of the populations that is coming into Yenegua. Everybody wants to come to Yenegua. So Yenegua becomes a priority point in your development.
And the detriment of felt needs.
There is nothing like felt need. Those are long-term projects. Those are not projects that you will do overnight. Is there any seaports in Brass? We are not saying that
to make one in Agay.
No, I'm only telling you that. You see, those are the problem. We have group of persons that doesn't put. I don't even understand if at all they don't put economy or regional scope into consideration when they are allocating their industrial related projects. How can you take projects of seaport to Agay when Brass is here? If you take seaport to Agay, do you know how many of the cargoes that will not get to Bayelsa before going to Delta? But if you take seaport to Brass, everything that gets to Brass must definitely pass through Bayelsa. Do you know how many persons are going to build dockyards or cargo related place in Delta State? That the revenue that the seaport will be generating will be accorded to Delta State because of the proximity between Agay and Delta State. Have you put that into consideration? You don't do projects that will benefit both states at the detriment of your own state.
So you're saying the siting of
the siting of Agay seaport is completely wrong. But if you tell them, they won't agree with you because they understand that they are within the corridor of power and they know it more than you. Brass or Southern Nigeria would have been the best place to keep anything seaport in Bayelsa State to boom the economy, local economy of Bayelsa State. I'm not just saying just to put. No, you don't put things for the sake of putting. You cite projects for the purpose of booming local economy.
So you clearly favor the Alamisia to Silver time as per development in Bayelsa.
In Yenegua. Not in Bayelsa, in Yenegua.
Why you have so much concentration in your
I've said it. There is royal urban migration. Everybody want to see. Go to our communities. Some places is skeletal. Have you placed any industry in those communities that person that have went to university that is a graduate want to stay? If you go to university, your next target is how you can get a city center to source for job. So everybody is doing what we call royal urban migration. So this is where the entire burden is. So you must give first priority to the capital city development.
I don't think in time there will be a problem with that when we become too congested.
You can't do it. It is not on your own saying. That is how the world is. That is how it works. You can't do it. You can't stop it. Can you stop somebody that is from Anyamasa that is a graduate? That he should remain in his home.
If there are industries,
there are no industries. That is what we are saying. Where are the industries?
But we should be. You're advocating for them to move everything to Yenagua.
I'm not
spreading these things.
I'm not saying they should move everything. I never said that. I'm talking about in fact. When we talk about development, it's different from industry or industrialization. When we talk about infrastructural development, we are talking about road, we are talking about water, we are talking about electricity, we are talking about security.
Are these not components of a developed society?
That is what I'm saying. The royal areas for now. Are you citing any industries in those places?
Well, Doctor, I am struggling not to get to a certain area, but
you have to.
I'm still compelled to want to go there. A divided Ijaw voice is not a strong Ijaw voice.
Exactly.
Our voice is not carrying enough momentum because at every point, lately, there've been strong division, factionalization. We see that in the IYC, and now we are strengthening to happen in the INC too. So, can you just take us back to how this division started, at least in your time? And what makes you believe that your side of the divide is the authentic side?
Well, in as much as the IYC is an organization, as I said earlier, that is guided by constitution, we understand that every organization is bound to have internal rancors. It's not peculiar to the IYC, although it saddens me that it was under my own time that we are having this kind of a division in the IYC. If I tell you today that there is no division, even though I'm the authentic and the legitimate president by virtue of the constitution and everything, if I deny that there is no division in the IYC, then I'm not being fair to you. Transition process, there are anchors here and there. The constitution gives the backing to the president and the Eleko Shama to go ahead and conduct election to bring in the new excuse. Got the entire process. Some persons believe that the organization belongs to them, maybe as a result of their alliance or involvement in court-related things, or their belief that the government of the day belongs to them and they can use and impose in our youth organization. As a result of that, when we go to the January to do the process, some persons believe that the process must not go through. And the power vested on the president and the NECOM chairman, he made a pronouncement that this place is no longer security, in terms of security, safe for us to go ahead with the election. Made an announcement, all delegates, aspirants, everybody should move to an alternative venue for the election. And some persons believe that that wasn't in their plans, because they never wanted the election to go ahead, because they believe that if it go on, they are not going to emerge. In their desperate need, decided to boycott the entire process. And we went ahead to conduct our election, and I emerged. And formally, the office was handed over to, I was inaugurated. And some persons believe that they are not okay.
So when we say we went ahead, was there a blessing from your predecessor?
Yes, he conducted. Yes, the president before me conducted my election. He handed over the office files and everything to me. by virtue, they are aware that election has taken place. If they are even learned or educated, they are supposed to approach the court. But look, some persons in the name of our organization have went ahead to conduct an election, and we are not comfortable. Do this or do that. But no, because they are as lawless as their names and their faces may look. And went ahead, to conduct a parallel election, and that is what led us to where we are. That is why I said that basically it wasn't really my intention that we will find ourselves in where we are.
In all this, have, can I say, big boys? When I say big boys, I mean politicians, your higher ups, politicians, ex-agitators, however, whoever, kingsmen, and, political traditional leaders. Has there been any time where they call both parties to say, let's come to the table and let's unify this thing? Have you had that call at any time?
Apart from the governor of Bayelsa State, Senator Naija, His Excellency, made first approach, and some proposals were made, but along the line, maybe based on advices that was given to him, he abandoned it. That chapter closed. Apart from him, we haven't had any other call. I believe the Ijaw nation know the truth, and they are comfortable with my leadership style, and that is why they have decided not to make any attempt.
You mentioned the Governor Doidiri, and I recall that there was a particular time he made an announcement saying that he did not recognize any leadership of the IOIC that's not that of Jonathan Lokobri. Did that make you feel any kind of way? Did you approach him after such remarks were made?
No. Why should I approach him? He's the governor of a state. And being governor of a state doesn't necessarily mean that he's the owner of IYC. IYC is an independent youth organization. And everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You can decide to say that the next man is your president. That is to you. But in as much as...
You're not functioning out of his own worry. Doesn't that...
when they
make you feel like you're not legitimate enough?
When they formed the IYC, did they told you anywhere that Izowari is the headquarters of IYC? That is a government property. And if the government of the day have decided that he is not going to identify with you because he has a vested interest in the next person, won't you go and open your own office and operate as an independent? I told you from earlier that the reason why some persons in the IYC are not even performing is because of their attachment to the government.
So you're not attached to any
I'm not independent. And that is why you see that I function and I speak the way the job people has given me the mandate.
Attached or recognized by government?
How can government recognize any person? Is IYC an organ of government organization?
When you went for settlement, what did you intend for the governor to do to you?
You see,
to recognize
no. The governor is the governor general of Ijaw nation, and we hold him that duty to give him and accord him that respect. He is a father. He is our leader. So if he sees that his two sons or children, as per say the entire ESCOs, are having issues, and you want to call to know how he can resolve, definitely I must give him that opportunity. In fact, I even escaped my mind. Even the INC set up a committee to look into the matter. I appeared and I told them. Their report we did not see. What they recommended, I did not see. If our Governor General of Ijaw Nation says that the next person is the president, and our late Pa Ike Clark says I'm the president that is working with me, who do you now think that is more than who in Ijaw Nation?
Is your if an example, or you're saying something that happened?
No, that is what I'm saying, because
an example. You're saying something happened. Like
that is what happened.
Or made you authentic.
Which one? He validated. He was working with me till the day of his dismissed.
So Pa Ike Clark recognized
this
you as the authentic
as
leader
the president
until
until his death. When the other group of persons went to his house, they were driven away, and he swore to them that they should never get to his house. Call them; they are all alive.
Well, let's talk about the transition process. Ijaw House election we're supposed to hold there. Then, all of a sudden, well, rancor, you might say. And then the ELECO chairman, the president, thought that this is not conducive enough for us to conduct an election. So there is need to move to a separate venue. And
alternative, yes.
Ought to move to that particular
yes.
venue. Do you not think that rather they should have just cancelled the election?
Elections cannot be cancelled because, you see, this is...
Is it not an inconvenience for those persons who are delegates to now move? For instance, is it Rivers State your election was conducted?
It's Abualodo, part of Central Zone.
Okay, but that's in Rivers State.
In Rivers State.
So in space of 5 hours, they expected to move from his own.
In fact, you don't even understand.
In that impromptu manner.
That is why
all of the delegates.
That is why it is a pressure group.
Delegates from Western, from Central Zone.
Which one?
From Eastern Zone.
And I'm telling you that everybody moved. Listen, one thing you need to understand that this is a pressure group. This is not the regular white collar corporate law-related organizations where you do. No.
Do you not cover the interest of all in your pressure group? Because clearly the interest of the Jonathan Okorie camp wasn't covered, and so that
interest. No, all delegate interests were covered. Some independent, non-even state members of overage members that wanted to see how somebody can be single-handedly infused as president.
You get to call names.
You want me to call names?
No, if you don't.
No. Because you see, because you said that there are issues of division in the IYC.
Yeah.
And that is why, you know, sometimes we decide not to call them. Let us not expound it.
Okay.
If not, we know them. The agent of crisis that doesn't want the IYC to have. And today, if you can see, apart from the voice that we are putting to Asian nation, some other persons are using the IYC as a platform to make money where they can build houses. Some of us, we came into IYC with our own houses. We are already established. We are not coming into IYC to come and look for money. And that is why you see that so many of them are afraid of us. They can't approach us because I don't see anything anybody is going to give to me.
Okay. Well, still on the election, just a little bit. There are several persons who contested the election with Jonathan Okorie, and he was then declared president. Yourself, we don't quite see. I mean, I don't quite remember. You could just refresh my memory, but I know that Ebilade Karefe and other persons contested with Jonathan Okorie.
You see, some persons have already turned the IYC, as I said before, as an organ of government. So many of those persons that you saw there contesting Abi, they said because they fall out from our own election, it didn't favor them. So they believe that they can find their way to be in the favor book of the governor, and maybe the governor is going to make them president.
As at then, was the governor already favoring Jonathan?
I don't know, but there are so many persons within the corridor of the governor. There are so many, yes, that is what I'm saying. There are so many persons within the corridor of the governor that has already indicated interest in some of these persons.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
So they were all believing that at the end of the day, the governor is going to toe their part and they are going to emerge.
Are you saying it's these persons who are around the governor having interest in the IYC? Are you saying they are the ones who are causing this festering crisis in the IYC?
Exactly. I can tell you for free that when someone is misadvised, when you give someone within the corridor of power the wrong advice, what makes you think that is the decision or the outcome is going to be positive? That is what we are saying. I told you, our election has come and gone. Declaration has been made. If at all they are interested in unity, as it is today in the INC, one group of persons have conducted the election. Why haven't they went ahead to conduct second election? Because they have learnt from our own mistake. They did. My election has come and gone.
Okay.
Instead of them to suspend and see how they can say, okay, well, let us look for how we can resolve the crisis that is about to emanate. He advised the governor. He took their advice and went ahead to conduct another election with his directive, believing that the organization belongs to maybe one individual, or as the case may be.
Rivers State Governor Fubara recognize your leadership of the IYC.
I've told you before, I'm not looking for any governor to recognize me as IYC president, because IYC president has nothing to do with a governor.
He gave you some sort of joy and sense of joy
as in how?
AK Clark recognized you.
It gave me some sense of joy.
I mean, you referred to it in some sort of...
No, I'm only asking, I only made a reference
Okay.
You were saying that the governor, if at all, recognizes
So it does
me.
not mean anything to you.
It doesn't.
Of no
In fact,
consequence
So the
to you.
recognition of governors of these Ijo zones, or this Ijo zone rather,
yes,
it doesn't mean anything to
it
you?
even weakens the IYC as a pressure group. If you want me to tell you, it weakens the IYC as a pressure group. The government or the government of the day interference with activities of the IYC is the reason why you are seeing incompetent group of persons everywhere flaunting themselves as IYC members. Some person over age 60 years still want to be IYC escort. What do they want to do? The same group of persons that are telling you that they recognize people cannot even pinpoint you are over age, step aside. Are those the people that you want me to go
What's the age limit?
The constitution made it very clear, 45. 18 to 45.
So if they are
participatory
above
age.
45.
I'm telling you that some persons are even approaching 60. Maybe a day will make them 60.
And some
persons-
even think that 45 is it won't be. It's
I'm
above
telling you, look,
it's above you.
my master's and my PhD, I did it in the United Kingdom, London precisely. Today, there is no European Union, even West African Union, doesn't recognize any person that is above 35 as a youth.
Yes, because the international standard for
Then
youth is
35. Then somebody will tell you they are 50 years. Even as I am, I'm a bit above 40. If somebody is addressing me as a youth, I'm telling you that you don't mean well to me. But just because we wanted to see how we can contribute to the growth and well-being of Ijaw nation, that is why we even took this responsibility. Let us make our little contribution to the growth and betterment of Ijaw nation.
Okay, we are aware that you are in court. Only 6 days ago, was it 6-7 days ago, we had that a court in Rivers State had dismissed a suit. Was it filed by yourself? Was some sort of appeal you filed and had directed that you come back to Bayelsa State, a court in Bayelsa State, to determine who is the authentic leader of the IYC. Well, there are a number of stories around that particular case, and they also said some 500,000 naira was awarded against you. Well, I'd like you to clarify that and also the update on that particular case.
Look, as I said earlier before, as a law-abiding citizen, as someone who puts the interests of all Ijaw youth into consideration, and I've decided to play decent politics and youth leadership. When they concluded their purported illegal election, I approached a high court in Port Harcourt within the jurisdiction of the IYC operational activities to call this group of persons to come and tell the court how they become IYC ninth leadership. Because in as much as the constitution of the IYC and all members of the IYC is concerned, I'm the only legitimate and authentic president. Instead of them to allow the court to look into the matter that is before them, because they know that they cannot escape, they know that they cannot prove how they become ninth leadership, they went ahead to file an ex parte motion that the court that will file the case doesn't have jurisdiction to look into the matter. Why we still have respect for the Nigerian judiciary. So many persons will say that the Nigerian judiciary today is based on money back and influence. I don't want to say that is the reason why. So the lower court said that he agreed with the motion that was filed, that the High Court in Port Harcourt doesn't have jurisdiction for the matter. And my lawyer told me that is a wrong judgment, that we have to appeal it. That the High Court should be given the mandate. So the High Court in Port Harcourt also said that we should take the case back to a High Court in Bayelsa State. So we appeal that that the High Court in Rivers State has jurisdiction to look into the matter. So we appeal, and the Court of Appeal also agree with the lower court that the matter in question, the High Court in Rivers State doesn't have jurisdiction, that we should come back to the High Court here in Bayelsa State to file the process to know who is the legitimate leadership of IYC ninth leadership. So as we speak, my lawyer has already filed the case here in Bayelsa State in order for us to look into who is actually the authentic ninth leadership of the IYC.
You did not prefer going to Supreme Court?
No. There is no need. since Court of Appeal have said that we should come to High Court, let us give them the benefit of that.
Have you received threats whatsoever?
When you are dealing with
or been attacked?
When you are dealing with hooligans, people, you see,
talking about hooligans like something has been proven that they are hooligans.
Yes. Any person, any group of person that doesn't really is ready to confine itself, his or herself, to the rule of law or the Nigerian constitution, they are hooligans.
But they are in court with you.
They are in court with me is the reason why they ought not to threat.
They are confining themselves also to the rule of law.
No, they are not. No, they are not. If they are confining themselves, then they don't have any reason for attack or assault.
But you've been attacked.
Yes, in Akwa Ibom State, the president, what did they call it? As the president, I went to see Ebeno because there were some crises in Ebeno in Akwa Ibom State.
Okay.
In our way there, my Prado Jeep was stoned with the glasses were broken. My escort bus was also attacked, and my secretary was also injured. In a government house, front gates, Port Harcourt, the same thing happened. I have to call for restraint from my people. I said, look, our level of understanding, exposure, and the level of education some of us have gained, if we told their part, then they have decided to brought all of us to the same level. We can't think at their level because their exposure, their level of understanding, the educational foundation, we are not of the same level. So they can't see things from the angle we are seeing things. They believe that anybody that is having political differences with them is to kill the person so that they can be. While my own believes that we are all brothers. We might have differences. And the day is going to come where we can settle our differences as brothers and we'll still live together. Why killing you? So we can't think in the same direction as a result of exposure, understanding, and the foundation. You know, I have a father who happens to be an educationist. When someone's father doesn't have a background, and in the entire youthful age, he was in the motor park, managing some NDDC boards. When people are with the motor park mentality, you cannot expect me that was nurtured by a well-groomed teacher in the olden days.
Well, you don't attack physically, but maybe there are those who think that you attack using your speech, and it's
no.
You might not abuse physically,
I'm not abusing. You see, saying the truth might hurt, but that is just a fact. You know, you can't dispute. Look, as a young child, I was sent to a boarding school. As a teacher, I have to make my parents proud by taking maybe first, second, third in my class, competing, reading my books. While the other one, as a result of poor parental upbringing, was in the motor park, managing one bus to feed itself and find himself in the highways. We can't reason the same. I went to university, attended classes, passed with excellent result. Why someone went to night school? Both certificates.
Well, one thing is clear.
One thing.
You're an intellectual.
No, the foundation.
And I also know that.
The foundation
He's
is what
also
makes
an
it
intellectual.
No. You don't say that. Look.
You
even though the Nigerian universities to a larger extent.
You disagree with the fact that he's an intellectual.
What is intellectual?
Well,
is it look? Let me know. Look. Let me tell you. When you say that someone is educated and is an intellectual, have you seen someone that can speak Queen English? That doesn't even attend classes. Speaking English doesn't make any person an intellectual. You went to university because you know that you cannot go and do engineering, one course that is so tedious. You went and go and do psychology where you know that you use money to buy certificate without attending the class. Or you went and do CRK. Then you will come and tell somebody that what intellect? What have you contributed to society?
As President, you throw a lot of that. Psychology is an intellect.
Listen. It's a good cause, but today's society have made it that it is those without good brain that
No,
go to
please.
those courses.
Mr. President.
I'm telling you.
Please,
okay, when you
that's,
leave out your time, Doctor, when you leave out your time at the IYC, when your faction now passes over the baton to another person, their faction will also pass the baton to another person, and we'll have this factionalization, the domino effect running into another tenor and another tenor. At what point do we unite these two? Because you will hand over,
Yes.
and not through his faction.
Yes.
You know, when will this end?
You see, that is why the matter is before a competent court. In as much as I'm concerned, if the High Court, even though I've handed over baton of leadership to the next administration, and the court of maybe second, third instance finally say, because if I win, I know that they will definitely appeal. And if I win the appeal, maybe they might go to Supreme Court. And at the final end, we agree that, okay, my side happens to be the legitimate. Those that are handed leadership automatically become the authentic leadership. And any person that they might, through their illegal means, have handed over office, might just relinquish. That is just it.
Doctor, I could be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. One of your ESCOs,
Yes.
Bedford,
Yes.
was beaten badly, and it was everywhere on social media. What steps have you taken to stall that and get that not to happen, at least to anybody around your schools again? Because it goes a long way to strengthen the infamous with a bit, you know. So what have you done or going forward?
You see,
to
that is
stall
what,
that from happening
yes,
again?
that is what I said. When an intellectual is managing hooligans, when you are being confronted by hooligans, and that is why I told you that they have decided not to comport themselves or conform themselves to the rule of law. If not, they have no reason to beat a brother or assault. Well, for that singular question, we don't need to reciprocate in that same manner of the beat. Because if we follow, we might end up killing people in the process of beating. Some people are asthmatic. Some of them have BP-related issues. We might, in the name of let us reciprocate with beat, and we will end up beating a son or daughter to death. To what benefit? We have petitioned their actions as individuals to the IG of police. That, I believe, approval has been given. And we have also established a fundamental human rights violation suit in the court. I believe they had their first hearing not just quite long. You can't just assault somebody in the contemporary Nigerian society and go scot-free. That is law. So they will definitely go and answer for themselves.
But from the video, there was no face.
Who told you?
So
The
as to
local
identify
content,
anybody.
the
that-
local content video where he was captured or kidnapped is there. We have brought it out.
was kidnapped in.
He was kidnapped.
Can you just give me a round of the events leading to his beating?
Comrade Bedford happens to be my spokesperson. A competent hand that is serving Asian nation diligently. He was sent by one maritime captain to go and submit a letter in local content. He got there, and according to him, because I wasn't there, those hooligans also had a courtesy call with the local content management. They saw him there. They said he is coming to impersonate their office, that he's not the spokesperson of council. What is he doing in local content? So local content is now an extension of, if at all, IYC, where people are now barred from entering. By so doing, they started assaulting him. From there, they kidnapped him.
From right inside.
Right inside the local content premises. Kidnapped him with their bodyguards and all themselves.
And there were no security in the local
That
content?
is why we also sued the local content. Somebody was kidnapped in their premises and they cannot make reports to the appropriate security agencies. That means they colluded with those persons to go and kill very far, very far. So they have to come and tell the court where they made their entry that someone was kidnapped in their premises.
So you've litigated?
Yes, the matter is before a competent court. So all those that are found wanting must definitely face the law. If assault and kidnap is 15, 20 years imprisonment, they must be sentenced by virtue of the Nigerian law. So wow. There is no two ways about it.
Okay, let's change a little to something a little more controversial, not just limited to Bayelsa State, but much more broader than that, expanding up to Rivers State and perhaps even the Delta State. The matter around decentralization of a security pipeline, security contract, which I think you've also done a number of agitation around. I've seen a number of videos from you clamoring that it should be decentralized and it should not be centralized. But there are many who say already these contracts are decentralized because PINL is one, Tantitas, and there's like three companies. I can't quite get the name of the last. There's like three companies, you know, that the federal government through the NNPCL engaged. Yeah, Maton, exactly. Machiton Laha, yes. Engaged. But so they say it's decentralized, but then it seems as though the clamor for decentralization is only centering around the Tantita pipeline contract. That's around 48 billion, many say, annually. But that of PINL, many also say it's around 137 billion, 38 billion annually. These are figures that are not quite exact, but then these are just what people say out there. Why exactly are you seeking for this decentralization? To what end? What benefit does it have for the Ijaw nation or to those who are involved in all of this?
Resource control by any means necessary. Let every person that have resources in their backyard manage their resources and pay tax to the federal government. That is the essence why the IYC was formed. You have caught three companies. The owner of all these three companies, where are they from?
There is Rivers State, there is Delta State, there is also two persons are from Delta State.
Not two persons.
Three.
All the three companies
are from Delta State.
Are resident in Delta State. So is that on its own not marginalization? If we want to ask.
But they are Ijaws.
Ijaw or no Ijaw? It's not the issue.
And they have engaged people across
Who's
the states.
engaged? Where have they engaged?
Mr. Makaiva is the coordinator for Bayelsa.
Coordinator.
Ruben Wilson is the coordinator for River State.
So let me ask you a simple question. If they give Joshua Makaiva through NNPC, that Joshua Makaiva go and call your Bayelsa people and manage Bayelsa, can't he do it? Why is it coordinator that we as a people should have? If Joshua Makaiva is coordinator of Tantita in Bayelsa State, that means he has the competence. So why can't NNPC engage Joshua Makaiva directly?
Well, this goes beyond or extends beyond resource control for Ijaws now to resource control for Bayelsans.
That is what we are saying. That is nothing.
You're president of the Ijaw.
Yes. The same way we have been agitating that let us manage. You cannot come and give my crude oil in my backyard, oil well, to someone from Delta State. It's the same thing as you is giving it. No, we don't. That is not what we want.
I like to also remind that Bayelsa Rivers, they are all political.
Let us define.
But we are a people beyond the geographical location. It's Delta, but it's Ijaw.
Yes.
It is Rivers, but it's Ijaw.
Yes.
So an Ijaw man is still.
No,
controlling it because you are Ijaw. He's an Ijaw man. So
that is the look.
So it's a problem that the state, the Delta state, is the fact that it's Delta state.
Let me ask you a simple question. If you love me as a brother, MTN want to bring Max to my community, and you are like 17 community away from my place, and you know that I have the capacity to give MTN that land. Is anything wrong for you to recommend that MTN, no, my brother is there, go and meet him? he will be able to give you all the needed
No,
security.
but using that your analogy, MTN came to me, not you.
Yes.
So because MTN saw me competent,
No, not
and I
no,
engaged you.
not,
MTN is still
not,
engaging
no,
you through,
not,
through me.
not seeing you competent. Don't get it wrong. Not seeing you competent. MTN is not completely conversant with the entire environment. First contact. I'm having interest in social area too. Can you help me? If you have brotherly love, it is your responsibility to tell MTN that I have a brother, don't worry. I will call him. Go and meet him. You have 100% security. That is brotherhood. Not the one that you will tell MTN that don't worry, go. I'm also in charge in that place. Go and put it. Then I will tell him, or you will tell me to be the security of the MTN while you are taking the larger trunk of money. That is not brotherhood. That is not the essence of the struggle. We as a people shouldn't be even thinking of enslaving ourselves. Modern slavery is when somebody will come to your doorstep. What ought to be given to you, he will take it and give you crumbs and give you sleepless nights.
So are you comfortable that they also decentralize that of the PINL?
We are saying that all pipeline-related works in the Niger Delta should be decentralized to state basis. As an individual, I haven't even made mention of Tantita in any of my discussions. What we are saying is that, look, the same way we have been agitating that the Yoruba people, the Hausa people that are coming to the Niger Delta to be collecting oil blocks and making us slaves, that led to the armed struggle. Even we ourselves, within ourselves, we shouldn't allow that to happen.
I think in River State, there are different fronts of the struggle.
Yes.
In Bayelsa State, there are different fronts of the struggle.
Yes.
But they seem to be, not I think though, they seem to be rather, that there is a more united front in the Delta axis of the Ijaw Nation. Therefore, it's easier to want to work with the most united front of the general front.
Who told you that? That there is a united front in the Delta States?
There's instances of division.
What are you saying? It is just one block. When we talk about the struggle, it is just the Baramatu block that is suppressing even the rest part of the Delta States. You see, I'm a youth leader. I have contact across board. The complaints I'm receiving as a youth president, some of you can never get access. If I tell you people within the Ozobo axis, Peretorbone, Indo axis, even to the level of Obotubo, that are complaining bitterly how they have been subdued or suppressed, you will understand. Go to Igbemangalabri.
Okay. Let's shift ground a little and talk about.
You see, one thing you need to understand: when a group of people has been suppressed, when they don't have what it takes to speak because of the complexity of the Nigerian society, doesn't mean that everybody is in conformity with what is happening. So we have to put all those things into perspective.
Okay. Let's discuss politics a little now. The withdrawal of the Rivers State governor from the APC primaries. This is the only Ijaw governor Rivers State has had since 1999. Since this political dispensation, the Fourth Republic, and it seems as though IYC is quiet. IYC had at some point backed and fronted, that he should go for second term. But this is a governor now that's saying he is withdrawing. But we're not seeing IYC doing the solidarity works and all of this. What's your stance on this, and how does it meet you that he's withdrawing and, chickening in?
Thank you. Number one, we are
chickening out, I meant.
Look, the governor of River State, Sasimilai Fobra, is our brother. 5 months to his time as governor of Rivers State, crisis evolve that they want to impeach him or remove him from office. And the Ijaw people, IYC in particular, under my leadership, said, over our dead body, should we allow that to happen? And we maintain that same temper. See, by the grace of God, next year May is completing his term as governor of Rivers State. Him seeking for second term has to do with just him and his party. Has nothing to do with Ijaw people. If he says that he's withdrawing, that is because he feels that he needs to withdraw.
You don't think it's because he's somehow been oppressed? There's some sort of oppression.
Now,
And now, you are Ijaws, right? The seat, the APC has given it to Chinda, who is also from Ikwere. And if you calculate from 1999 up until
16
date,
years straight.
it's been Ikwere and the Ikwere.
the upland, yes.
Yeah.
The upland.
Now-
There is Peter Audrey, who was
now-
not exactly
now-
Ikwere,
yes.
but then upland.
Now, let's
particularly Ikweres have ruled for
16
years.
straight. You see?
Consecutive.
Now, let us just look into it perspectively. Number one, if you say that he was pressured, I might agree with you that he was pressured.
People say he was pressured.
But as he said that to you, he hasn't. That is number one.
Well, all of the politics played out there. I mean, there's
But
no point to that.
no, we don't know. It is only when you, as you are like this, if you are pressed, if you don't tell us, we won't know. It is only when you tell us that you are pressed that we will say that, okay, oh, excuse us.
Have you
Go on.
tried to gain audience with him and
That
understand
is-
his stance?
that is why
and
I'm
reasons
telling,
for
that is
doing
why I'm telling
such?
you that if he tells us that he wants second term and he wants the Ijaw people to support him, the Ijaw people will stand by him till thy kingdom come. We are all aware that the man in question believes in decent politics. We, some of us, have told him that Nigeria politics have not grown to that level of you trying to play a decent kind of politics. That it is not going to favor you. If somebody is coming to challenge you in your place, bring out all your arsenals and challenge that person. Show capacity. That is what the current Nigerian politics understand. You know, one thing is that I'm not even blaming Sim as an individual for believing to toe the path of decent politics, playing decent politics. Politics free of hooliganism, where you have to bring talks to come and do all your dirties. He doesn't believe in that. He believes in the power of the electorate. And he believes that by delivering good governance, the people are going to give him the needed support. And as someone that respects constituted authority, he also relied on Mr. President, that for the fact that he's a single-term governor and that giving the governor the needed support, which they did in his 2023 bid, that he will also need he will get the needed backing from Mr. President. Maybe he was deceived. My angers as the president of the Ijaw Youth Council, IYC Worldwide, is with Mr. President and the APC Governors Forum leadership stability in Rivers State. Despite all the provocation, he tried to see how he can reduce those areas where Rivers State will be put into serious crisis. By doing that, he also supported Mr. President's Renew Hope agenda in 100%. Because if there are breakdown of law and order in Rivers State, it will definitely affect the governance of Mr. President in this country.
Well, is he entirely exposed to that? Because we also know that at some point the assembly was demolished.
The assembly demolition, you don't have to put that blame to the governor. We all are aware that there were some explosion in the Rivers State Assembly premises, that is the complex. And when they did the evaluation, they believed that the building cannot contain assembly sitting He demolished it. As we speak, the building itself has been completed. But won't you put?
Many believe it was actually
No. You can't. They don't have any record to that where they see the governor.
Evidence, right?
Every evidence where the governor was planting those explosives. You see, when some group of persons want to be politically biased, they will go all lengths. And as a young people, in as much as Mr. President is concerned, in this his first term, we have given him the needed support and all the rest. But if he believes that taking the ticket from Sim Fobra and giving it to Okoshinda of the Kwere Access is what will make him to win River State, let the election day comes and he will get what he wants. What him, President Tinubu, wants, Asian people across the length of the Naija Delta is going to give it to him. I pray that he gets the needed support from the north, because the Naija Delta, where the Jos as majority, we are going to disappoint him as a result of this mistreatment, this insult he has given to the Asian nation.
Alrighty, well.
Secondly, okay. I also said I'm blaming the Governors Forum of the APC, because taking the ticket from Sim is as a result of the capacity the FCT minister have shown that he has what it takes to deliver the entire Nigeria to Mr. President. Having been Mr. President is listening, and the Governors Forum have told Mr. President that giving Sim the ticket, you will have our 100% support. Maybe he would have respected them more than respecting an individual that doesn't even have. You see, if he believed that the way he did what he did in River State in 2023, by substituting and subverting people's result to favor Mr. President, that is going to happen. Let me tell you.
You speak as though you were on ground.
Let me tell you which one. My voting point is in River State. In all elections from 2015, when Wike became governor of River State, because of the support Goodluck gave to him, majority of us, we took our polling voting point to River State. You don't know that I'm partly River State. Are you aware of that? You are not. We are going to be the foot soldiers. We are going to defend and protect our vote till the last collation point, and we will see. We will tell them that in River State, Ejo have more than 10 local governments, and we are majority. Since he have decided to undermine, now the Governors Forum have also disappointed Mr. Singh. The President have also told the Governors Forum that they are of no importance apart from the FCT minister. Only that, if I were the Governors Forum's members, I will completely do what we call protest votes in my state. Let all of us do protest votes in our various states and see how Mr. President is going to win. Then the next person that will going to come on board will have value for the Governors Forum and the governors of the various states. How can you, as an individual, look, when Amechi was about to leave, it was the turn of the riverine people to produce a governor. But Goodluck Jonathan, in his magnanimity, gave that ticket to Wike. So if Tinubu believes that Wike is that powerful and he wants balance, why can't he tell Wike to nominate somebody from the riverine area to balance the rotational system in River State?
Is there an agreed rotational system?
It's verbally agreed upline.
Because if there was anything agreed, the equator wouldn't have had 16 years.
That is what I'm telling you. It was as a result of Goodluck magnanimity. Because Wike was more or less like a political son to Goodluck at that particular point in time. So when Amechi became the prodigal son.
His magnanimity broke the system.
Yes, exactly. He undue the riverine people just to favor Wike. And if Wike, that is from Equator Axis, which is 3 and some fraction local government, want to undo, and you want to, because of somebody that has just 3.5 local government, to undo, you should not worry. It is me as a youth president and some other persons that are having access across to all leaders. Our revolt in 2027 election, he will see it. Him, President Tinubu, he is going to feel it.
Well,
and if he believes that people are going to, you see, when Wike become governor of Rivers State in 2015, we know how we stood to protect votes, and we are going to do that in 2027 in Rivers State again.
Won't you also not entirely put it on Wike's table, because in the last election and the last two elections in Rivers State, when it is time for the Ijaws to bring a person, the Ogonis easily bring out one man, the Ikweres easily bring out a man to represent them, but the Ijaws in Rivers State, they are known for bringing different persons that will fight against themselves. I mean, you know the last two elections. You know the outcome of the last two elections. Accord Party fielded one. Labour Party fielded one. And APC that brought.
Is that not the essence of multi-party democracy that we are practicing?
Some will say the Ijaws don't know how to sit behind one person. Not as united.
It's not so. It's not so. We are practicing what we call multi-party democracy. And in multi-party democracy, if it is the turn of the riverine people, all parties are at liberty to field their candidates. If all parties are fielding a job candidate, definitely one job will emerge. That is it. We are not saying that all parties should collapse their structure. No, we need competitive election in Nigeria. That is the only way where we can say that there is an alternative. Today, if not for the fact that the NDC, where Peter Obi is today, the presidential flag bearer, do you think that we would have had opportunity to have opposition in 2027? The NDC have given people the opportunity to make choice between the incumbents and Peter Obi. They have bastardized the PDP. The ADC today, the fate is still hanging because they have a matter before High Court. So what makes you think that they will skate through?
Well, you said they have bastardized the PDP, but that's the platform that a former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, is reportedly willing to run.
Have you heard him?
Well, reportedly willing to run under. Now, should he decide to run under that platform, does he enjoy your support?
I'm only asking you. Goodluck Jonathan as an individual, have you heard him make public declaration?
Consulting.
If he come, I'm going to definitely support him 101% with even all my resources. I will support Goodluck Ebele Jonathan because I believe that he is going to do better, far better than any person.
So you believe in a jaw being there, or you believe in competence?
I believe in competence because he has proven it before.
So you favor Goodluck Jonathan over the Obi Kwankwaso ticket?
I'm telling you.
Why is that?
Because Goodluck is a seasoned politician. He has proven to Nigeria what he can do. That is the only person that, as a sitting president, laid foundation in almost all sectors. The educational sector, he laid a very good foundation that is speaking for him. The agricultural sector, he laid. The economic reform and the rebranding of the Nigeria economy that puts Nigeria at the best growing economy in the entire Africa. So what do you expect? What about the civil service structure?
There are those who believe that his one would be a disgrace because he does not have a political structure, and the PDP, like you said, is in disarray with two factions. That
is why,
and they don't have any governor no more. The last person holding sway there, Sheyi Makinde, has left now to another political party, same as Bala Muhammad, governor of Bauchi State.
That is why I told you that. Have you heard Goodluck Jonathan make declaration that he is contesting?
That is why we are saying, should he declare? Because he says he's consulting.
See, that is what I'm telling you. If Goodluck tells you today that he's contesting, that means definitely there is a possibility that the PDP, under which faction he belongs, is going to definitely be the only PDP that will be given the responsibility to field a candidate.
Being a boy to Wike, do you think he could just tell Wike, stop this thing you're doing to the PDP? And
as Wike ever told you that he has any master? Wike doesn't believe in boy and master. Wike believes that any political favor done to him is as a result of the political season. Today, if Tinubu doesn't favor him, tomorrow you will see him telling him that Tinubu did zero favors to him. He's someone that talks from both sides of his mouth. So that is not someone that somebody should take serious when speaking.
Okay, you want to say something? You want to ask a question because we need to wrap up now.
Yes, the Western Zone will be producing the next president of the IYC. Do you see any leader from there getting the both factions together to field one candidate from the Western Zone?
For now, I said before.
Will they reach out? Do you see them reaching out to you, or have they done?
Try to reach out.
I've said before, the only two group of persons that have reached out to me in respect to the in-house crisis in the IYC.
I think I had just one.
No, the Yedri and the INC that set up a reconciliation committee. Apart from that, I haven't received any call, and I'm not also expecting any call because we are job people, and so many of us believe in the rule of law and the constitution.
So the division continues?
The division continues till when a competent court gives a verdict. I believe everybody is going to.
And if it takes 50 years,
if it takes years,
IYC for 50 years.
The competent court goes against you.
Yes, I've said it
you
before.
Surrender to the process.
Why not? That we will have, if the court of first instance go against me, I have the prerogative to appeal it. If it favors them, they also have the prerogative. If it favors me, they also have the prerogative to appeal until we get a logical conclusion.
Candidates are emerging from all camps and both sides of the IYC divides. I like to use the words like that. I hope it doesn't offend you or anyone. But yeah, several candidates are emerging. The IYC elective convention is close. How are preparations or plans? How is the convention coming along for you?
If I have set up the NECOM, which is in charge of the electioneering process, sales of form are going on, everything is going on. I believe even the illegal group of persons are also carrying on their own. So I don't know. I've said it. Instead of me to go and confront a group of persons, hooligans, who doesn't even have respect for the rule of law, I would rather take a recourse, sit back and do my things within the confine of the law. We will conclude, process is on. By the time the sales of form is over, they will do screening, then the election date is going to come. We will do our election, and I will transit immediately at the end of my three years term. And they will continue. So I believe the process is going to be seamless, going to be zero financial inducements, because so many persons believe that they spend too much in the IYC. That is why when they come, they want to see how they want to become millionaires, and that is why you see that majority of them decide to attach themselves to the government of the day to see how they can get, because they are afraid of tomorrow. If they are out of the IYC, they don't even have a business, a job they are doing. Zero skill, apart from lying, scheming, causing division. And that is why I keep on telling them, build yourself so that even government appointment, when you are out, you will fall back to your old skill. These are people with zero skill, apart from lying. You see some of them today, I can tell you, if not for our intervention, some of these persons, do you know that some group of persons went to force someone's signature when good luck was in office, 200 million naira signature, to go and withdraw money? It was we that begged on their behalf. Then those group of persons will tell you that they have anything tangible to offer to your people. Then we arrested, apprehended, while in the bank, trying to withdraw the money, forging people's signature. Do you know the level of offense?
Mr. President, let's have you give your final note to Ijo youth.
Just before your final note, let's please talk about this one thing that is bordering on the economy of Ijo states that make the Ijo nation. The Isaac Birthday, that shops have to close down, economic activities have to be stalled on that day for the respect of the founding father of the Ijo struggle. Are you against it or for it?
I'm 100% for it. You know why? If not for the early agitation of Azigboro, maybe by now we will still be in a sorry or messy state. Azigboro was the person that put the Niger Delta in global map. That 12-day revolution that was declared by Azigboro, that Niger Delta Republic, is what opened the eyes of so many of our persons. So giving him that honor, I believe, is not out of place. So, as a homogeneous Ijaw state, we should continue to give him that in the respect. But what I was expecting you to let everybody sit back and reflect on why Azigboro declared the Niger Delta.
As you draw that curtain,
let everybody reflect
have to talk about it,
on the ideology why Azigboro declared the Niger Delta Republic. Was he declaring the Niger Delta Republic to become a lord over all Ijaw people or Niger Delta people, or he was fighting for a total freedom of the people of the Niger Delta? Today, any person you see that try to see how they can liberate their people, the next thing they want to lord everybody as lords. Will that really give us the needed result of the struggle? Let us understand that in the course of we fighting, we are contributing our quota to the liberation of our people, rather than trying to make ourselves lord above against every person in the Niger Delta. By so doing, we believe that we will get to where we are going. Everything we are doing till today is still within the confine of the essence, the reason why Azigboro declared the Niger Delta Republic. The perceived fear of marginalization, which has become eminent in today's life that we are living. So let everybody go back, sit down, and think, review the reason why Boro declared the Niger Delta Republic, so that in the course of our struggle, we can get it right.
All right.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you so much, Mr. President, Dr. Alaye Theophilus, for coming in on this episode of the Unfiltered 234 and helping us unpack this discourse around the IYC controversies, politics and developments in the Ijaw nation. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All righty there. That's where the curtain falls on today's episode of Unfiltered 234. My name is Henry Ahamwifula.
I'm Israel.
Thank you, plenty.
Bayelsa State, oh, home of peace, yo. We are for the peace. All are for peace.
Dear esteemed community leaders and people of Bayelsa State, the Doiduri-led Prosperity Government is committed to transforming our rural communities into thriving hubs of development. We believe that every community deserves access to absolute peace and quality standard of living. To actualize this vision, we need your support and partnership. Join forces with us to improve rural infrastructure, enhance quality education, boost healthcare, and foster economic growth. Together, we can create opportunities for youth empowerment and employment, promote cultural heritage, and ensure food security and strengthen community social services. How you can support: participate in community engagement forums and collaborate with local government authorities and the Ministry of Community Development. Come, let's build a prosperous Bayelsa together.
Let there be peace, all for peace.
Courtesy, Honorable Alfred Belamonte Watson, Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Community Development. Of other related agencies such as the Bayelsa State Emergency.
Had a discussion with, I said, why don't we also include nurses and pharmacists? That will be also
a bill for resident doctors
to be trained on scholarship. Yes, yes. I think it was last year that it was passed. So he said
resident doctors native to Southern Nigeria. Well, 2027 election is only a few months away. So there's been a lot of politicking, there's been the endorsements, there's been the defections. The political conversation has also been very hot this period. And well, we're looking to have this conversation especially around Bayelsa and specifically in Southern Ijaw constituency too. And, so we thank you plenty for staying with us on this episode of Chat with Naija Live TV. My name is Henry Armifula, and on this episode we have someone who is an aspirant. Someone who's been a member of the APC before now, and well, recently resigned from the APC. So we're joined this episode by the comrade Sigmi Linus. It's good to have you. A very good day to you and welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Henry. Good day to you as well. Thank you.
Welcome again to Naija Live TV and to this episode of the program.
Thank you very much. You have such a nice place here, and I will say everyone should come here for their interviews and any program.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's jump right in. Southern Ijaw constituency 2. That's where you hail from. And exactly why are you seeking to be a representative of that particular area? And how would you describe development in Southern Ijaw constituency 2? Let's start with just 1999 to 2026. That's the start of the Fourth Republic, right? Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Henry, I want to appreciate you for this very germane question, because the Southern Ijaw constituency 2, for sake of demography and description, we have two unique clans, unique people, two unique people. You know, we have the Oproma people and the Tarakri people. Though politically it is divided into two wards, that is the Oproma Ward 1 and the Oproma Ward 2. Now, you asked why I am coming in for this political exercise. It's the same question, just like why do you come into politics? You know, growing up as a young person, as a little child, growing up, I've seen that our people, especially in the Niger Delta region at large, we are faced with numerous immense challenges. And the aim of politics is to bring development to your people. How best can you bring in development to your people, to the child, to the mother, to the adult, and everyone that makes up the constituency? So my aim of coming into politics is to see how best I can attract development to my people, in this case through legislative service. So it's all about the people. So yeah,
what are some of those things you think well, you would like to do? These problems, particularly, you know that Southern Ijaw constituency 2 are being rocked by that you would like to help solve?
Well, there is, in fact, every sector of human endeavor, there are problems. Even the first world countries, second world countries, third world countries, as they are classified, all have several challenges. And what is the essence of man is to solve problems. So to me, as an aspirant coming in to represent the people of the Southern Naija constituency too, specifically in the legislative arm of government, is basically to bring in development and solve the problems in the educational sector, in the health sector, in the agricultural sector, in the business and enterprise sector, in every aspect of life, infrastructural sector, and every aspect of life that can make my people, because the essence of governance and the essence of the government in the Nigerian constitution is simply for the welfare and security of the people. So if you cannot deliver welfare and security to the people, then the purpose has been eluded. So I am looking at these areas because I've observed that as a healthcare professional, I'm a nurse by profession, and meanwhile, Happy Nurses Day to all nurses internationally, because yesterday was our day. So I have observed that our primary healthcare system within the constituency, and because of course when you get into the House of Assembly, you're not going there just for your people. You're also going there to serve the entire Bayelsa state, and sometimes even Nigeria at large, because there are these are the core aspects of service to the people. So I am looking at these areas, using these tools, these legislative tools, to bring in development to my people. If there are no health facilities that are working, because let's for instance the health sector, we have what we call the B-Mong and the C-Mong facilities. B-Mong facilities are classified in the primary health sector system, while the C-Mong are supposed to be secondary health sector system. You know, until recently that we are having a referral system, thanks to His Excellency Governor Doyobiri for providing the Opuruma Referral Hospital, and also the infrastructure, the road, that bridge has really bridged a lot of gaps. So most of our women will not be dying from simple conditions like PPH, that is a postpartum hemorrhage, that occurs sometimes because of poor handling of pregnancy and delivery system. So what am I here to do? Let me see that the basic healthcare needs of our people, because definitely I will be a member of the House Committee on Health, or I'll maybe, if God willing, I may even be the chairman of the Health Committee on Health, and I'll be able to drive these policies, these laws that will ensure that our system works.
Well, typically, as someone who's a nurse, one would wonder exactly why a nurse would be going into politics. But then again, of course, nurses are those who care, who nurture, right? Yeah, that's a different, another way to call the nurse. You nurture, you take care of people. So typically, you're here to take care of the needs of the constituency.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so I mean, that makes sense. And bias at large, that makes sense a lot. But then, as a nurse and also one who is into the healthcare system, you'd also know that one of the problems we have in our primary healthcare system, like you had mentioned, is the fact that there are barely people at the health centers. If you check, you'd probably find that at best 2-3 communities, you must find one health center, in Bayelsa State, and also in your constituency, right? Well, there's a problem of lack of practitioners being present. There are only a few healthcare facilities, primary healthcare facilities, that are actually operational. I mean, that's not having skeletal operations, properly operational. You're going to the assembly. What exactly are you going to do? Is this by way of bill, by way of motion? I particularly don't quite think motions do anything, but I think bills could actually help the day in many cases. But what are you doing particularly to ensure that staffers who are employed go to work, or those who, I mean, if there are places where staffers are not quite employed, or where you want to use ad hoc staff, I mean, typically, what are you going to do to ensure that there are much more staffers who are working?
Okay, I already have drafted a motion, because this problem is to be solved by motion, and motions help. Bills, even a law, if there is no willpower, political willpower, nothing happens. But the motions, it is a motion of public importance, urgent public importance, that can solve this issue of staffing and also the attitude of staff to work. Now in Bayelsa State, we have 105 wards. I developed a motion called Project 105, that is the 105 wards, that we must have adequate primary health system, working systems in each of the 5 wards, so that nobody would rush to FMC or NUTH for primary health care needs. Now, our system is that for now we don't have sufficient manpower. Good thing that the primary health care board recently advertised for intake of healthcare practitioners, healthcare workers, including nurses. I believe that they will take at least 800 nurses, because we need, in fact, in every community, in my community, we have, in our Naija community, we have a primary health care center, we have 2 cottage hospitals that are not operational, but the primary health care center is operational, but not 100% up to its ability. The functionality is not 100%. There's no primary health care facility that we can say is 100%. So these are the areas we need to liaise with the commissioner and the Ministry of Health to push up a motion and say that, please, government, we have our people dying. Government, we have our people dying because of little preventable diseases. Can we load our primary health system with enough nurses, with enough doctors, with enough CHUs, with enough cleaners and secretaries and whichever persons that are supposed to be working there, because there is a minimum standard prescribed by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, that these are the number of staff that are supposed to be there. So can we abide by this? Can we work with this and ensure that our people have access to, because primary health care definition is just access to health, affordable health, that are close to the people. So I will raise a motion specifically for this purpose, that and that call on the attention of the executive arm of government to ensure that we employ enough manpower based on need, so that we will not even be rushing to the referral hospital at Okoroma, so that the people that want to deliver, let them deliver at Ayama or at Ludo or at Bula Gobri, that is even landlocked, instead of coming down. Then the attitude to work, if there is a motion like that, that means I'm a representative of the people, because God willing I am voted in. So I have to be always there with the people. I'm not in Agua-based the politician that will just stay here and be not even interact with the people. So I will go there to the health centers and follow up.
Currently in River State, are you going to quit that for politics?
No, that is a private non-governmental engagement. Okay. Of course, I have discussed with my employers that I am going in for this service, and God willing, I am voted into power. My workplace have already given me that leverage that okay, when you are voted into power, this is what we are going to do. This is service. That is service depending on the conditions of service of the employer. So it does not affect public or whatever area. So I interact with the people. I see that a pregnant woman, if I am there, so oversight, having that oversight function, that is where oversight comes in. So a motion to ensure that nurses get there, then oversight to ensure that the nurses are there working, or the doctors are there working.
Affecting staff morale and some of these staffers, from going to the primary health care centers and to administer their services is, like you mentioned, working conditions, not enough remuneration, even where they stay in these constituencies is a problem. Some of the houses are poor. Sometimes they don't even have a house to stay, because of course, the popularity and around Bayelsa City, that's not necessarily Yenagoa, housing deficit here. That's one thing that maybe you'd like to.
All these things will be handled by Project 105 motion that's already in the bakery. It's already ready to be eaten. So immediately I'm voted into power, this Project 105 motion that will be raised will take care of the housing issue, because staff, if you send me to Lobia or to Okodia Zarama in a local government area, at least I should have a little house that I can lay my head and take care of, because there's what we call residential midwives. These are health workers that stay around the facility, so that midnight anytime, so far there's a pregnant woman or an emergency, they take care of them immediately, give them that succor, that immediate health attention before moving them. I'm just feeling that we are focusing on the health sector, which we have a sector.
Primary health center.
Exactly, and I love it that you have good interest in the primary health sector, because that's also
that's your interest.
That's my heart. That's what brings my heart.
That's what I'm here.
Yes, I'm here
in the local level.
Yes.
Right? You have mentioned that Dewey has taken road there.
Yes.
There is a referral hospital in Okoro. But then there are problems with primary health care centers, and so we're expanding.
Yeah, exactly. So the referral system, the referral hospital, is to manage only cases that cannot be handled by the primary health centers. And also another thing is not just the state government. The local government also have something to do, because you have to augment the efforts of the state governor or the state government. Let me put it that way, because while the staff do not have accommodation, the local government chairman can say, okay, I want to build per community 3-bedroom flats for nurses and doctors and other chiefs that will be there to at least have a place to lay their head and be coming to work and take care of our people. And also electricity is a problem. That's, I have a model called the PPE. The PPE is not the personal protective equipment that we know, but personnel, power, and equipment. That is it. I'm just revealing. I hope my competitors will not come and steal my idea.
Well, even if they do steal your idea and they use it, is it not to the benefit of the?
No, the thing about idea is that he who bears the idea knows how best to run with it. Okay. That's why even the Bible says, write it down and run with this vision. So this PPE idea is about personnel. When we treat the personal issue, what about power? Now we have solar power system. I will go to the NDDC as health committee member or chairman on health in the state and tell them that please, our healthcare centers need an intervention, because it's an interventionist agency or commission. Our people, please, I need at least, even if it's 5 kilowatt or 10 kilowatt power grid in each of the health centers across the distance. Doing that when there is power, people will even be going there more. Because when our women go, now touch them, they carry deliver also. How do we need to even go there? Make a no come go die for them, because pregnancy and delivery is like a life and death experience. So everybody is very careful. They rather want to go to Naija than come to our primary health center, because they feel that there are no sufficient manpower to handle their cases. Okay, well, so we will work on those areas through oversight and motions.
Okay, that's good to know.
And strengthening bills where necessary. Okay,
that's good to know now. But prevention, they say, is better than cure.
Always.
Right? And so there is, I'm a journalist, so I travel the creeks, hinterlands. I know that there is this culture of drinking from the river, and we call it our water now. You know, do us anything.
I mean, getting on the kill African man.
Well, that's a rather cliche notion, but this is one that I like to think is much more relevant. Something that we would often do. I mean, was it just 3 months ago? I saw people who would drink from the water, the river water. They say the flow.
I saw it today in my community.
They say the flow, and typically they scoop and they drink.
Yes. And someone else is defecating
somewhere. And I asked the question to someone who is a health professional sometime. When they say water the flow, it means say cholera the flow come out too. I mean, get possible say you go fetch cholera drink. So there is this notion, first of sensitization, second of how are you going to ensure through those emotions that we have some of the facilities we need, water, low cost water, but water we can drink, portable drinking water is made available for those persons who are in Southern Ijaw constituency. So how would we ensure this? Remember that most times the focus is on Yenagoa. Even when the governor says he's going to go to water after he does the power supply issue in Yenagoa, in Yenagoa, it's still in Yenagoa, not in Southern Ijaw. So in Southern Ijaw constituency too, what are the plans?
Okay, as a representative, you have very broad lobbying opportunities where you can liaise with even the IOCs, because in Oporoma, the headquarters of the local government, and also the headquarters of Ward 1, the people of Ward 1 that are representing, it holds oil wells. It even holds Shell, the RGP is there. At least these people should be able to also contribute to our development. Apart from the provisions that will come for constituency development from the areas, at least we should be able to have sustainability. Because another thing is that if you go to each of these communities, there are spoiled water projects. Sometimes they have stolen the solar panels, sometimes they have vandalized this or that. Now, why can't we also research on this and bring up sustainable potable water, because it's part of the SDG, the SDG goals, that is the Sustainable Development Goals. I think it's goal 8 or goal 3. I cannot get the exact distance. It's part of the Sustainable Development Goal, which everybody in this country and the world are getting money
all of the
from.
Sustainable Development Goals. I don't quite think of anyone that Nigeria has
achieved. So it's a work in progress. While it is a work in progress, we must also be consensually doing the right thing at the right time. How much is a borehole to be dug? If a very dark man is digging borehole for people, why can't I use at least my allowances if there is no money at all? But if there is no money, I still have access, because I'm already the healthcare professional. I have access to UNICEF, I have access to World Health Organization, I have access to Bill and Gates Foundation, I have access to CHAI and other platforms that I can lure and bring in to provide these boreholes for my people. Even if it is that one, we call it Bukobini, that they will just manually just shake it like in those days. We used to just shake it up and down, and before you know, the water comes out.
But can that happen in Bayelsa?
Yes, it is still functional. I think there is one still working at the community, but I think the treatment, they've not treated it again for a while, so the water is otherwise.
So that cost effective.
Very cost effective. Something that can be operated by even a 10-year-old child.
It's manual.
It's manual.
You could just
you don't need a solar panel that will be stolen. You don't need the borehole generator that people, even if it will need a borehole, then you just set up just 2 million can set up a good borehole for at least the people around 100 meters
solar
of
powered.
that. No, even if it's not solar powered, even if you get a generator, how much is the generator that will pump that this in? Then you make it their project. Let them see the project as their project, not your project.
And there's several
so that they will now even say, okay, water don't finish, let us contribute. But can say, sorry for speaking in joke, but this is my constituency. So
you can.
Buddha can say 100 naira to that, get 2 liters of fuel, and let's be pump there. And most of them will be willing. In my community in Ayama Ejo, before now we were contributing 100 naira. I think as at 2010, 2012, we were contributing 100 naira per flat to power our community generator so that we can have light. So why can't such things be? Let the people own the project, let the people work with the project, and see how they can also protect, because so far they own that project, they protect it. You don't just hand it over to one. At least there are chiefs in each of the compounds. There are opinion leaders. Say, and they carry this thing, give on now, make on own and title. If this thing is spoiled now, if it's spoiled now, they repair them. If the burden of repair is on them, you place it on their mind like that, and they will be able to also see how they can protect and maintain it. Because even the thieves that will spoil those things are within the community now.
Alrighty. There are many persons who would ask you this question. Mayhaps a tough question, but yeah, all the same, they ask you this question. You've been in the constituency, you're a stakeholder, you're one who's knowledgeable, and all of a sudden, you're deciding to run for office, deciding to run for an assembly seat to represent the Southern Naija constituency too. They've had a representative all this while. They've had one particular representative for 15 years or more. I mean, that's like since 2011 up until now. They have one particular representative who's done 4 tenures. And all of these things you've mentioned are lagging, are not seen in the constituency. Did you at any time try to reach out to your representative, who's currently representing you now, by the way? At any point, did you reach out to him with these ideas to say, Honorable, this is important, we should do this? And what was the response you got?
Okay, like I think just recently, my leader, because he's still my leader, whether I'm no longer in the same party platform.
Talk about your
yes. Right on, everyone has his or her own strengths and weaknesses. For me as a person, I have learned the ropes over the years, over his years of representation, and I'll consolidate on the areas of his strength and also ensure that the areas of weaknesses, which he will even be the one to even say, this area are not to do well, because there's nobody that is perfect. So this area are not to do well, you try and handle that. And also personally, I've been engaging with him. The recent one is the bill that was passed for resident doctors to be trained on scholarship. I now had a discussion with, I said, why don't we also include nurses and pharmacists? That would be also
a bill for resident doctors
to be trained on scholarship. Yes, yes. I think it was last year that it was passed. So he said
resident doctors native to Southern Niger constituency.
No, not native. It's Bayelsa State. You know, as a representative, you are making laws for the entire state.
No,
yes, they do. So that was done, and after I approached him, he mentioned, "Don't worry, this bill will be easy way you come out to. So let us." And it's allowed to be implemented. We can always repeal and make adjustments. So, like, I already have that background of what he has been doing.
If he's a leader, what are the areas he really accomplished other than this bill you mentioned that you're happy for 15 years? What are the things that Obolobobo did that you're very, very comfortable with, and you can say, yeah, my leader, you tried?
I would not be the one to say his accolades.
I mean, you called your leader, that's why.
Yes, he's my leader. I wouldn't want to, because if I know a lot that he has done, the walkways that he has influenced, even the Purma Bridge that we just commissioned, and German Purma Bridge that was commissioned, the referral hospitals, those things don't just come on their own now. People, there is always lobbying. There's always a lobbying person there. So if you had been following him, you can see that he always go to the sites and oversight. Those are oversight functions, and we're going to check the progress of the work and because he has interest, because he has lobbied this development to these areas. So definitely he has done his own part. And yes, there may be little areas that he must have not done very much well, but there is always room for improvement. That's why we that have learned the ropes are to take over and improve on those areas, consolidate on the places that he has done so well, and now serve the people better. That is the essence of leadership.
Alrighty. Your resignation from the All Progressives Congress, on what premise? Why exactly do you leave from the All Progressives Congress? A party that many persons will say is gaining popularity, especially with the miracle governor defecting to the APC. Well, that's where our opinions on some persons that the party is popular. But you're leaving the party at a time when it is most popular in Bayelsa, if that's the way to use it.
Well, in life, there comes a time where sometimes the things you see that are the best to do, or the platforms you see that are the best to stand on, becomes the platform that you have to leave to go to a more challenging platform to achieve that goal for the people. Now, while I left the APC, I've been there for over 8 years. I've served the party. I've served the party on various capacities. I was campaigning is it welfare? Yeah, welfare or no, not welfare. I was part of the campaign team for Andy Ziadna when he was running for the State House Assembly under the APC. I was one of the executives there. I cannot even recall the portfolio properly, but I will definitely get it. That's then just the last elections, I worked as the party ward agent. So I was the one that was collating the results with the INEC people alongside the PDP person who was one of the major persons that was working. So, and I also was the election committee chairman of the Ward 2, Constituency 2, Ward 2. But, at this juncture, I contested, I aspired for this position in 2023 elections. In 2022, a committee was set up and I appeared before the committee, and unfortunately the party leader said, okay, let us hand it over to Chief Andy Ziadna, who defected us at that time from the PDP to the APC, and he was given the ticket. And he said, okay, let us run with it. And I was given that assurance that when the next time of election comes up, that definitely will be carried along and will be considered for this position. And these meetings were done at Newcastle Hotel, Rivertel Hotel. These are popular hotels in the state. And also my leaders called and said, don't worry, we are still young, the next time we'll definitely get it and the rest. So coming fast forward to 2026 here, I also expressed my interest to run for the position. And same leaders are still telling me that not all of them, because at least I had some level of votes from the committee to be part of the 3 persons that the governor had instructed the party to pick. I wasn't part of the 3 persons that was picked. Out of the 3, someone that was promised that, okay, you would be given the opportunity to push this thing the next time, wasn't even picked. Not that I'm not qualified. Yes, some of the leaders even confided in me that of politics and this and that. That's why I have that confidence that any party I run from definitely will make success and will take the victory.
You left the APC because you were not quite picked.
I was not considered because...
And you were one of the 3 persons.
I wasn't even considered as part of the 3 persons. Screen out, I would say I wasn't considered, not screen out, because if you say screen out, that it means you have...
You're part of the screen.
You wasn't screen, but I said, yeah, I know that.
Were you part
Hello
of
there, you're welcome to News Brief on Naija Live Television. My name is Babi
Yes,
Uparu.
we're 18 of us. Yeah, but it's a committee that, yes, it was a committee that, but I wasn't an aspirant, a committee to at least look at us and the rest. So personal leadership for some interest came in and I wasn't picked. That notwithstanding, as a leader, if you are determined to do something, not in desperation, such occurrences only boosts you and make you see more opportunities. That, okay, yes, this is a hurdle that have come. It's just like a hurdle race. If you are in politics and you're not expecting any hurdle to come your way, it means you're not ready to deliver for your people, because even the delivery, even the representation is a hurdle race. You have to solve problems. So when I wasn't quite picked among the 3, I felt that it is necessary that maybe I seek another platform to run with the support of my leaders, because in this race that I'm still running, my leaders still are behind me. Yes, even the governor is behind me. Yes.
How are you certain so? Are they going to support you at against what the APC wants?
The APC, what the APC wants, the governor is not in charge of local selections. Okay, so
well, he's the leader of the party.
Yes, he's the leader of the party. It doesn't necessarily need to.
You don't favor the consensus. You guys practically did consensus.
No, there's no consensus yet.
Welcome to World Desk on Naija Live Television, reaching you from Bielsa's capital city, Yanagwa. My name is Babi Uparu. The headlines. Governor Diri to study INC reconciliation report. Minister credits identity system for terror suspects arrest. President Trump threatens tariffs over European digital services. A quick reminder for our viewers and partners that Naija Live TV is officially open for business. If you are looking to boost your brand through paid adverts or sponsorships, we are ready to partner with you. You can contact us on our studio line on 081-293-40000. For physical consultation, visit our head office at number 122 Mbiama Yanagwa Road, Amarata Yanagwa, Bielsa State. And don't forget to stay connected. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X at Naija Live TV, or visit our website on www.naijalivetv.com. Details of the news shortly. Glad you're still with us. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri said his administration will carefully study the report of the Ijaw National Congress Reconciliation Committee before taking steps toward its implementation. Receiving the report at Government House Yenagoa, the governor said the recommendations would be subjected to widespread consultation to promote peace, stability and unity within the Ijaw nation. Governor Diri commended the committee for completing its assignment within the stipulated time frame, describing the report as a pathway to restoring trust and strengthening the Ijaw National Congress. Nigeria's Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, said the country's integrated identity management system led to the arrest of 7 suspected Boko Haram and ISWAP commanders returning for the 2026 Hajj pilgrimage. The minister disclosed this shortly after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu signed the National Identity Management Commission Act 2026 into law at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. According to Tunji-Ojo, the suspects were arrested at Katsina Airport after returning from Mecca and were consequently and subsequently handed over to the Department of State Services for further investigations. Away from Nigeria to foreign news. A fist fight broke out in Georgia's parliament during Prime Minister Irakli Kobazide's annual address after lawmakers from the ruling Georgian Dream Party clashed with an opposition member. The confrontation involved the legislator from the Gakharia for Georgia party and briefly disrupted proceedings in the chamber. The incident comes amid growing political tensions over Georgia's future path towards membership of the European Union. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to impose a 100% import tariff on any European country that introduces a digital services tax targeting American technology companies. In a post on Truth Social, Trump said several European countries were considering the levy, with some reportedly closing to adopting it. He warned that the tariffs would take immediate effect and would override any existing bilateral trade agreements with affected countries. And that concludes World Desk for today. My name is Babi Nkparu. Have a blessed and productive day ahead.
Of consensus and
not picked anybody yet.
Nobody has been picked.
The committee is not through with its work for Southern Asia constituency too.
No, there's a different. I think the committee stuff was stepped down and allowed other processes to take place.
So maybe a direct primary for that.
No, that is not my party, so I cannot.
No, you had. That's the party you just left.
Yeah, for now I cannot tell you what is involved because definitely the party have to choose the way, because if every other person resigns or withdraws their interest, definitely it becomes consensus. But if, for instance, they go into there's a problem there, and maybe one or two other persons do not want to listen, definitely they will go into direct primaries where every party member will register party member.
Why you did not quite want to go into direct primaries?
No, not because
there could not be. There was not a consensus for you to be
not to even be part of the three persons, because some of the reasons were like, I still have more years. And
to run,
youth, which means the youth do not have any say or any stake in the leadership or the leadership that was.
Well, you understand leadership now, right?
Of course, I do. So
as a youth now, they say just wait for your leaders to go. It will be your turn.
Which means you are not confident that what I have learned from you over the years and the Constitution of Nigeria allows me to run, and you even gave me a promise that next time it will be yours.
So you're running from you're learning from somebody, right?
Yes, because the people I am learning from is not the Bolivarian. He's going to House of Reps. He has given me the platform to come in. He has given me the platform to come in and represent our people. He has already trained me enough. He said, okay, this man is now fit. Let me live for this younger generation. That is the essence of him living. If not, it is the tenure. There is no tenure system in the House of Assembly. You would have systems of 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th tenure. But he has felt that maybe I have trained some people, the youth, to take over, because himself was in his 30s when he came into power. The first person by Stafford Ngolo in the old right on Stafford Ngolo in the old River State, he was in his late 20s and early 30s when he was representing the constituency, and also target secretary. But he was 26 years going to 27 years when he represented the constituency out of Hawkins Calabar. He was also in his 30s and 20s to represent. So why is it different now that something has there is a chronological system of allowing the youth to lead in that space? Why is it that it is this period that the youths of today are supposed to benefit from this system, that the goalpost is being shifted to over 40s and over 60s and 70s? It becomes a system that will not favor the youth, and the youth, mind you, makes up more than 60% of even the party structure, the party system, and also the population of the country. And they are in touch with the people. And mind you, all the 33 persons that were picked from all the 4 constituencies in the state, nobody is there that is less than 35 years of age. They picked above 35 years. It means there is no hope for the youths in this system, not just Satanism, but Bayelsa State system of selection. It means that you have to be 80 years before you can run for House of Assembly, which we as youth...
that's probably an exaggeration.
No, it's we are...
But then you need old people.
Yeah, I'm just trying to give a figure of speech that you have to be metaphorical statement, expression, that you have to be 80 years old, you have to do it walking stick. You have to be frail and old before you can get to the state assembly, or you have to be not in touch with the people again before you can now go into representation, which is what we the youths, because we have been told even in primary nursery school rhymes that children, listen to your parents. You are the leaders of tomorrow. That tomorrow they were talking about yesterday is today. So now when the today has come that you promised me, you are not telling me that you are shifting the goalpost again to make my tomorrow another thing again. No, it's quite that's why I said it's not out of desperation, but it is. I'm acting based on the stakeholders, because also mind you that when these challenges come up, the stakeholders are not looking at you to just rest on your ass. They are also expecting you to take drastic efforts if you are deliberate about representing the people. If there's no APC platform for you after 8 years of service to the party, why can't you see the constitution allows you to represent the constituency from any other platform?
So now you resigned from the All Progressives Congress?
Yes, I resigned from
joined what party?
I've joined the party, but I will not make it public for now. for sake of technicalities. I'll call it like that. You are not a politician, so you will not understand.
No, but I mean, this is a rather unconventional kind of politics. I know that. I mean, even let's deviate now from the APC. In the ADC, we had the factions to the NDC.
Yes.
But what political party are you running under?
I belong to a political party.
The people ought to know. So
they will definitely know.
It means that if you say I'm a member of the AA or the AMP or whatever names there is, it just you put that in the consciousness of people, and so when it gets to that time for them to do the thumbprint, it will not be hard for them. If you tell them I'm an umbrella man, I mean, if you don't tell them you're an umbrella man and get to that, then I don't know this person. Sometimes most persons don't know you.
Yeah,
not everybody in your constituency.
Everybody knows me.
In your constituency too.
Everybody knows me. There's nobody that knows Sikmi Linus in constituency 2 Silga, both in the Puma clan and in the Taraki clan, both in Ward 1 and Ward 2. There's nobody.
That is a very, very bold declaration.
Yes, there's nobody that does not know Sikmi Linus.
We fact check around here.
Yes, please fast check me. Go and fact check.
In all of the Southern Ijaw
constituency 2, go and ask anyone that is of voting age,
as
18 years and
only Bolo Bubo is. Do you think everybody in
everybody knows Bolo Bubo in constituency 2?
Have you done a research?
Even yes, of course. I live with the people. I am a grassroots man.
You might be popular, very popular, yeah, but to say everybody knows
how can you not know your representative? Because except the person is not even going to school, or the person that has not participated in, because there's no way you will not see campaign posters and the rest in the constituency at least one time or the other for 4 tenures. No, definitely everyone that is of 18 years of age, they know him. They know me as well. As someone that has learned the ropes, I've not only learned the ropes in the state assembly, I've also learned the ropes in the national assembly through Pri Oseki, because I've worked with him, I've learned the ropes. That's why I am going to tell you about motions, tell about bills, oversight function, lobbying, and this, because I've learned the ropes. I'm competent to be able to express what I have learned. So, and even a child that you said to be a leader of tomorrow, if you don't give them the platform to express what they have learned, at least there should be a test now. Even in school, they give a test to a child that have learned one or two to show whether he has learned. So give me the test of the state assembly by voting me into power, and I'll be able to show to the world, show to the constituency, represent Bayorsans very well, that they will get the right representation.
You're a youth. There is a number of things that you many would think you lack. You know, to run election successfully in Nigeria, you need money, a lot of money, and you may not favorably compete with some of the guys who are running in terms of money, and we know that politics is that is money dominated. You have to do mobilization, however you want to put it. That's one. Also authority. Those who are elders seem to be much more respected, and so when they say someone who is old enough to be your father is telling you to do this, and you're saying otherwise, it feels as though you're supposed to just close your mouth and do what your father is. That's subservient thing would often do around here. What makes you think that in Southern Ijaw constituency, to whatever party you choose to run, you will be voted for over these persons who are way older than you are? From your explanation, you are not even close to. You're not up to 40.
No, I'm 30 years of age.
No, I'm shocked, but that's fine. It's really kudos and commendable you doing this.
And I expect every Bayelsan to be like me. Every Bayelsa youth.
It's absolutely commendable. It is
because if we have all of us like this, nobody will play with me.
Yeah. How do you think you're going to beat this problem we have? The money problem, my leader, this one, my leader, this leader, this leader, that kind of thing. How are you going to beat all of those?
Okay, I think first off, I would love to say that the area of money is not. Money is not just the paper you see. Money is the value that you have. That's why we have what we call investors. That's why we have called investment. An investment per se is that you see that this table here can yield you something, then it will attract investors to bring in money. The value you present out there, you may have all the monies out there to run for an election and maybe 300 million, 400 million to run an election. But another person just have value, and that value can attract even the money plus influence, because money is not influence.
So you think that you have a lot of persons investing in your ambition?
I have all my constituents investing in my ambition.
Financially investing in your ambition?
Financially and otherwise, because it is this time that people will see that somebody will use his hard-earned 500 naira and pay to his polling unit and vote for CP Linus and the party that.
But if you have people, especially big men, who are investing in your ambition, do you not think they would want to collect when you get back in office?
Don't you think that if they want to collect when I get back, when I get to the office, if they want to get proceeds of the
your constituency project,
maybe they want to take from my allowances, because my constituency project fund is for my constituency now.
But somehow you have control of it.
That would be thievery. You are stealing from the constituents, and that's not what I am coming in for. You are not going there to steal money to give to your sponsor.
So if you're telling them this, you don't think they'll pull back?
There are several ways to convince an investor. Like I mentioned, I have link with international non-governmental bodies. When they are coming to donate, is it not companies that work these works? These are people that will be donating to my aspiration. Don't they have companies to work these works? And it is legal to have profits from the project that you'll be running.
Clearly.
Then
what you've mentioned is, if there's a contract and there is a bidding for the contract, you would rather favor those who supported you.
I would favor those who voted for me, because even the people that has voted for you have more higher stake than people that have invested. But these people that have invested in this because they see the future, because it's a give and take. It's a mutual benefit. Yes, if there's let me
pose this question. It's a poser. You have a question. You have a contract to give out for a particular project, and there are those who supported you, even financially supported you, gave financial resources for you to be there, and then there are other persons who did not quite support you. They must have voted for you in some way, but then they did not quite give you any of the resources. Do you think it's morally justifiable that you would now give the contract to somebody that did not even support you financially, over somebody who supported you and spent a lot of money?
Contracts are done through bidding. So if there is a bidding done and whoever merits it will take it. For instance, if because you supported me financially and in votes, and I made it there, and you have a company and you bidded for that thing and you merited it to get it, why wouldn't I give you? Why would it be called favoritism? What is wrong in supporting who supported you? It's not. There's nothing wrong there, because he or she has merited that contract to be given.
In some way, you don't even think of.
It's for merits. It's not by. Okay, this contract must be for you because you supported me. No, there's nothing like that. It's through merit. You have to merit it, bid for it. Then the area of talking about age, leave it for the older people. And then when will it be the turn of the young people to come in and also express what they have learned over the years? That is by the way. And let me also inform you. Of course, you know that there's an adage that says the child that washes his hands well, he can eat with elders. And also the Bible says that a man that is diligent in his ways, he stands before kings and queens and not before many men. So whether you are young or old, it's not about age. It's about what you can deliver, the value you can bring to the people, representation that you can bring to the people. That matters, not about the age. The age factor does not come into play, except for people that may want to be sentimental about age factor. And those persons actually, I would say I feel sorry for them, because they are supposed to look at value, what you can bring to the table.
Okay, let's talk some more about how you intend to convince people to vote for you and your party. Your party you've not quite revealed to the people as at this moment, over a party that has gained popularity, a party that the current representative is from that party, and the governor is from that party. He's not running,
the governor is also running in my constituency.
No, he's not. You had mentioned that the governor
I'm the governor's candidate.
That's a bold statement. You made a lot of bold and categorical statements here today.
Because
will the governor come out and say he's my candidate?
The people's candidate is the governor's candidate. The governor cannot go against the people.
and you're not a member of the APC.
I am the people's. But the
governor will tell you that the APC candidate is my candidate to support. Why do you do anti-party?
Why I say that?
Oh, you're suggesting.
No, not suggesting. I am saying it in fact. In fact, I am the governor's candidate, not because he will go and do anti-party, but because he will allow the people to express themselves. This is democracy. The governor is someone that encourages democracy and values for the people. So if he encourages democracy, I see myself as governor's candidate. Not necessarily coming to give me money to go and run the election or to instruct people that this is the person I want you to vote for. That's why I say I am the governor's candidate, because governor is for the people and by the people and it's of the people. So if the people say Linus Ikpe is our candidate, the governor has no other choice than to say.
In that case, your opponent could still advance the same arguments. I'm the governor's candidate. I mean, you all just keep on using
then the people will not decide.
And whoever the people decide to choose.
Of course, I am confident that
that's really what the governor's candidate.
Yeah, people will go for me.
That's like just using the governor's name at the end of the day, because
he's our people.
Tell you, hey, I did not quite support
the governor is our leader. He's the leader of the state. He's the leader of all political parties.
He has an opinion.
Apart from
you heard from him that you are the one he's supporting.
He has mentioned that he is opening a fair contest. That's why he even mentioned that we have opposition in the state.
Did he specifically tell you that I am supporting you?
He has not said that to any other person.
Good.
He hasn't said that to any other person.
The government has not endorsed anybody.
He hasn't endorsed, but I am saying that by way of allowing democracy to take effect,
you are more likely to be supported by the governor.
Not supported, because it is the people. He has no choice against the people. The governor is not against the people. He is for the people. So if the people say, Linus, you are our candidate, the governor has no option than to allow democratic actions to take place, exercise to take place, and for the people to enjoy the dividends of democracy to them, the benefits that will come through quality legislative representation. That is what I'm saying, that the governor is endorsing me, how do I say it, indirectly, by allowing democracy to take its effect.
Wow.
So you were talking about how would I get votes from against the ruling party. Yeah. I think this response I've already answered it in a way, because if the people are for you, I have been in opposition before. APC was opposition party until the government came in to the party. We were only at this thing. Consistently, we have been running elections and making moves. The results are there. Our results are out there. We are in touch with the people. We are in touch with the electorates that votes. So that's why I say even the money factor is not as important as the people. It's the people first. By the time the people say this is who we want, the people will. I think there's also an adage that says if someone cooks for the community, they can finish it. But if the people cook for the person, for an individual, if the community cooks for one person, he cannot finish it. So if the people now say, okay, this is the person which they will do, this is the person we are going for, and even if it is 100 naira, they say they bring out, and they don't even need to give them money, they just need to come out and cast their votes and protect it to the end. That is just the essence of a political exercise.
We've talked about healthcare.
Yeah.
That's like a priority area.
Because I'm a health professional, and health is wealth.
Absolutely.
And wealth is the welfare.
Typically, health is very, very integral.
But every other areas are.
There are other areas, of course. The economy of your people, Naija. What do you reckon is something you have as a comparative advantage over others, and how do you intend to push it? Is it sugar cane? They would often say that Southern Naija has sugar cane. Is that sugar cane? I'm not getting that correctly anyway. I don't know. But in Southern Naija constituency too, what do you think as per plant, that you have this comparative advantage, and how are you looking to perhaps do small-scale industrialization? I mean, you are not a governor; it's not an executive position, but I mean, by virtue of your position as assembly member, there are a number of things you could influence, and a number of bills, motions you could sponsor to help the executive do all of these things.
Thank you for already seeing as the assembly member representing the good people of Southern Naija constituency too. I am by God's grace.
You can use by God's grace.
We are talking about economic stability in our constituency. And economic stability, trade, agriculture, they work together. And I have very beautiful bills there will be statewide bills that will institute, because for now it's somewhat they are already doing the government. The government is already doing it from various skills and other areas that they are already done. I am coming in to legislate on this issue, on the matter, especially for women and the youth, to ensure that they have support from the government. I believe you've watched Lions Den and the Pentagon, that people come with their business ideas, present their business ideas, and you see that, okay, this one can go, this one can fly, and they will not pick it for sponsorship. Investors pick it for sponsorship. I aim to bring in a legislator, a law that will give our youths what to do, and the influence will be from the government, so that everybody will not be focusing just on being a politician. Well, being a politician is good, but let us also have skills. From my own end, I'm looking at influence, because in the Southern Naija constituency we do not have any technical school that teaches our people skills. I will definitely, in my first 4 years, influence an institution that will be teaching our people skills, whether it is shoemaking, hairdressing, and these people, they are the basic crux of every economy, the petty traders. So as a person, I've looked at all these areas and carefully written a very beautiful bill that will fly and become a law, that our people will have the access to funding, because most times if you ask the youth, even someone that is in secondary school, they have all the mindset, all the ideas. Even yourself, you have very beautiful ideas, but the basic issue is capital, and capital does not just come from the air. It comes from investors, it comes from government, and maybe private support, or from your family, or maybe you save to establish such. So in my own view, I've looked at, apart from establishing this thing, immediately you graduate from there should be a sustainability plan that the executive arm, through the local government, because we already have what we call the rural development agencies, the areas are RDA, rural development areas. I think their job is to ensure that we engage these offices. We engage these offices to ensure that, and the councillors and the local government, to ensure that there is what we call, don't worry, let me not reveal it, so that my opponents will not go and pick it for. But we have lofty ideas to ensure that every Bayelsa youth, not just in constituency 2, every Bayelsa youth have access to the proper funding of whatever they want to go into. And even if they have already gone, like in this place, definitely as a worker here, you already know what is needed extra to bring in, expand your business, because business expansion is another thing where we can support as a government. So as a legislator, I have the expertise, the competence to lobby for grants, for loans, soft loans, and if I ask my people, I don't even know how many persons have been benefited from the Bank of Industry or Bank of Agriculture in my terrain. I cannot even, because I don't know any, but I know plenty of people. But I don't know any because the people have not had access to these areas.
Okay, well, let's pack it up at this point now. Let's have you share your final note to your constituents on your capacity and the promise of effective representation, how you intend to do all of this, in a final note.
Okay, my final note is to the Southern Naija constituency to elect the people that will vote for me. Do not look at APC, PDP, NDC, SDP, and whatever party they represent. Look at the candidates that can bring value to you. You are not able to support your child that is in school with as little as maybe 50,000 naira for school fees. Now school fees are being paid. You will not be able to do that because there are no support systems. I am coming in to bring in that support system, and the key to bring in the support system for your child to go to school, for you to go to your farm and ensure that your farm brings in productive results, and the key that will bring in development, the requisite development in infrastructure, so that you can have access to clean and potable water for drinking, and the key that will bring in that needed development so that our children going to the primary school, the public secondaries and primary schools, will have a comfortable place of learning, that the teachers and the students will match up. I am the key to that. I'm also the key that the health care centers will be working. I'm also the key that referral center will be highly valued and work to become a CMON facility. CMON means you can have even surgical operations there, and secondary and even tertiary healthcare expertise or healthcare practice can be taking place in that area. That is a CMON facility. That and the sustainability for the future. And as a young person, I have the advantage of being in touch with you, coming down to your place to meet with you. What do you need? Individually, I will go to people individually to get felt need. Felt, what do you think we can do for you as an individual? What do you think we can do for you as your as a compound? What do you think we can do for you as a community, as a ward, as a clan? What do you think you need most? I am the person that can do that can bring that dividend of democracy to the people, in specific areas, in agriculture, in health, in infrastructure, in the economic boosting, a robust economy and sustainable. Let us have a constituency that will be self-reliant in economy and the rest, so that there will be money in the pocket of the youth, so that we will also avoid vices, drug abuse, and all these other things. You cannot always blame someone with drug abuse and the rest when you are not providing him with even anything to do. We engage them, and also the mental resetting. We have to reset our people mentally. That when you engage in this way, this is where you will end up. When you engage in a productive enterprise like this is where you end up. They need to see these things. The sensitization need to continue for life.
Alright.
And we are the ones to bring in that sustainability. And we know that government is behind me. And also the people, most importantly, the people of certain constituencies, they are all behind me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Comrade Linus Sipi. It's been an interesting chat with you.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully that when you are there, you'd also come here and do this.
I also bring in development to you.
That's
because I'm representing the entire Bayelsa State, not just my people.
Well, that's because of your views, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you so much, Comrade Sipi Linus. Comrade Sipi Linus is an Ayama-born. Well, he's not a politician, but I was going to say
I'm a
an
politician.
Ayama-born, right? Who, of course, is the secretary of the. What's that union again?
I work with the
Nursing
National
Union
Association
in
of
Rivers
Nigerian
State.
Assembly, yeah.
Nursing Union in Rivers State. And he's one who looks to represent the Southern Ijaw constituency to where there are a number of clans, like 2 clans majorly, right?
Yes, basically.
And then several communities.
Yeah.
Well, he's talked a lot about representation and how he intends to deliver effective representation on this episode of our program. Well, my name is Henry Ahamuifula. We wish him all the best in his electoral journey, and hopefully that he becomes the representative and does all of these things. My name is Henry Ahamuifula, like I said, and thank you plenty for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Please pray hard so that I will succeed. Thank you.
Bayelsa State, home of peace, yo. We are for the peace. All are for peace.
Dear esteemed community leaders and people of Bayelsa State, the Doiduri-led Prosperity Government is committed to transforming our rural communities into thriving hubs of development. We believe that every community deserves access to absolute peace and quality standard of living. To actualize this vision, we need your support and partnership. Join forces with us to improve rural infrastructure, enhance quality education, boost healthcare, and foster economic growth. Together, we can create opportunities for youth empowerment and employment, promote cultural heritage, and ensure food security and strengthen community social services. How you can support: participate in community engagement forums and collaborate with local government authorities and the Ministry of Community Development. Come, let's build a prosperous Bayelsa together.
Let there be peace, all for peace.
Courtesy, Honorable Alfred Belamonte Watson, Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Community Development. The impacts of climate change are upon us. necessitating adaptation and resilient building. In Bayelsa State, the recent annual rainy season has brought severe consequences, including excessive flash floods and river flooding, causing untold hardship for residents. However, under the leadership of His Excellency Senator Doye, the Prosperity Government has taken proactive measures to mitigate these effects. The establishment of the Directorate of Floods and Erosion Control, along with the strengthening of other related agencies such as the Bayelsa State Emergency Management Agency, demonstrates a commitment to reducing the impact of floods. To further enhance resilience, major blocked canals, river outlets, and drainage systems are being cleared, and higher grounds have been identified in all 8 local government areas to provide safe havens during floods. While the government is dedicated to ensuring the well-being of Bayelsans, residents also have a crucial role to play by cooperating with government agencies, staying alert to flood warnings, maintaining a clean environment, clearing blocked drainages, and reporting challenges to relevant authorities for prompt action. Through collective efforts, we can bolster our resilience and effectively combat the challenges posed by climate change. Stay safe. Courtesy, Office of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Environment, Honorable A.B. Ben Olulu.
Every ripple starts with a single drop. In Bayelsa, that drop is the Education Development Trust Fund Board (EDTF). From the moment a child sits down to a nutritious meal to the day a scientist steps into a brand new laboratory, EDTF is there, turning challenges into opportunities. 5,000 meals served daily in our model boarding secondary schools. Biological sciences laboratory equipment delivered to Naija Delta University. 1,000 teachers and school leaders trained with the British Council. Special education teachers graduating from Ignatius Ajuru University under EDTF. Scholarship research grants fueling innovation in our state-owned tertiary institutions. TVET, science labs, water facilities, culinary kitchens, and clinical labs springing up across Bayelsa. Vocational scaffolding trainings and a computer-based testing center at UAT Tororua. These are not just projects, they are ripples that spread across classrooms, communities, and the entire state. But a ripple grows stronger when more hands join the water. So whether you're an organization, or a corporate partner, or an individual who believes in education, you can be part of this ripple. Support EDTF and help us expand Ripple. Donate, partner, or volunteer today. Together, let's transform our educational landscape. EDTF, building futures and putting smiles on faces.
It's on. Yes, so Ijo Youth Council Worldwide (IYC) Resurgence Mission 2026 don't come o. Now tested leader, a seasoned administrator, and strong voice for Ijo Nation. Barrister Ayibakro Igbeta, PhD, former legal advisor of the Ijo Youth Council Worldwide, former SA Media and Publicity to MD CEO of NDDC, former SA on Youth Affairs to Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, and now he currently Secretary General Bayelsa State Center for Youth Development. A vision they very clear: unity for the council and protection of Ijo people rights for all Naija Delta. The support for Tantisa Security Initiative and make government put better money for Naija Delta agencies, plus opportunity for all Ijo youths for inside job matter and development. Yes, so time is for us to select the correct secretary wey go pilot the affairs of the Ijo Youth Council Worldwide (IYC) 2026. Oh yeah, make we quick vote Barrister Ayibakro Igbeta, PhD, for Secretary General Ijo Youth Council Worldwide. Vote wisely. Ado Alua Onua.
One of the problems we have in Nigeria is that it's difficult to have solid metals for creative engineering. So what you basically have in this country are tubes for building of houses and erection of structures and all that. But when you come to real metals that you can carve to engine block metal that you can carve to a shaft or gear, there is nowhere to get in this country. So a country that does not have a shop for metals to cut can never develop. If we had shops where you can go and buy all kinds of grades of metals, it would be easier for the young to get the metals and come to a place like us, and then we will carve it for them, cut, bend, and then do all that. This country will develop, but we don't have. We have to look at China or any of those countries to bring those things to us. So that is the story of Nigeria.
Z10 for high-tech precision engineering. A technology and heavy-duty industry. Original spares for automotive, locomotive, aviation, marine and agriculture. Research and development for automotive engines and electric cars. Heavy-duty off-road equipment. Reverse engineering. Technological development. Academy for innovators and impressionable minds.